Hello Internet, my name is Taliesin.
And I'm Evitel.
And welcome to a WoW podcast, obviously episode number...
65?
Oh, will you still read me? Will you still listen to me when I'm 65?
Is it 65 or 64?
Welcome to the show,
Yay!
everyone! Yay! Oh, I know the Beatles. Yeah, absolutely. Look, in my old age, I'm getting a bit slower, so we're 3 minutes late starting today. Welcome to the #1 podcast on the whole of Taliesin and Evitel's first channel on YouTube.
Yes.
Welcome.
I would say this is the finest Taliesin and Evitel podcast there has ever been.
I think we've had better. But welcome, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here. And today, oh my goodness, we're talking about such exciting things on the podcast today.
Oh, yes,
we're going to be talking lore. We're going to be talking story. We're going to be talking campaign chapters. But not only that, it's almost like we're celebrating two almost polar opposite sides of the world of Warcraft today, Evie.
Yeah.
Because in many ways, we're kind of polar opposites. You're a cat. I'm a dog. We have story, and we have a #1 high-level Mythic Plus competitive play that we're talking about today as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've heard all about this.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about that because, of course, Mythic Plus is live as well. Mythic Raid is live as well.
It is.
Evie, thank God. You can now... In the year of our Lord 2026, you can go onto Twitch and you can click on a stream that says like Liquid, Echo, Race to World First, Mythic Voidspire, and there's a small chance, still only a small chance, there's a small chance you might actually see some Mythic raiding. For the first time
It's highly possible.
in like 3 weeks. It's incredibly exciting.
So long.
Chances are you won't. Chances are you'll still just see split runs and things like that. But it's still, you know, it's here. It's real. It's go. Literally no one can win because the winning raid isn't even out until next week.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Well, you can take home the trophy for Dreamrift, right? Someone can win the Dreamrift raid.
Did you get a trophy for Dreamrift? I got a trophy for Dreamrift and I was quite thrilled with it. I got a white trophy for Dreamrift of... Do you know what? I was crushed. Have you got one yet? Have you done it on like LFR or something?
I haven't done Dreamrift yet at all.
I was crushed. I was so excited when I got it on normal. It's white, and yeah, the heroic one is gold, and the mythic one is like shiny gold, right? It's kind of amazing.
It's really good.
And I was so excited. I was like, here we go, trophies. And, you know, in my head, my trophy room in my player house was going to kind of be like the Valley of Heroes outside Stormwind, you know, a bridge with huge, like, statues of Alaria and Tolarian.
I like that.
Instead of them, because they suck, it was going to be like
How dare you
the
speak
Chimera
so
from
of the dead?
Dreamrift.
Yeah.
Well, I never would. But they suck. But you can't blow it up very far. You can't blow it up very high.
Oh, really?
You can blow it up to slightly less than person size.
No, come on. Oh, I guess because it's trophy size.
Yeah, I know, but I was kind of hoping that
What about the sculpture of like the giant dancing Cinderella? Is that big?
Bitch, that's the biggest thing you've
Is that
ever
big?
seen.
Okay,
Are you
that's
kidding?
gotta be
That's
gotta
like
be
the
huge.
size of Spain.
Okay, I don't think I have one of those yet
It's
because they're probably like $1 billion
massive.
gold. But
It's huge.
yeah.
So anyway, we're going to be talking about all of those things. But what if they don't want to talk about those things, Evie?
Oh, if you don't want to talk about those things, if you don't want to hear about those things, if you want to just like very subtly direct us with your mind and change the direction of the
Not with your
conversation.
mind, with your wallet.
Well, I'm getting
with your
there, I'm getting
credito
there.
cards.
You need to activate the neurons that will allow you to drop us a super chat in YouTube for YouTube watchers today. Drop us a super chat. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about. We'll get to those towards the end of the podcast and go through each of them one by one.
Yeah. I do look a bit like a Cologne commercial today. I'm really, really sorry. Those of you who are listening on your preferred podcast listening platform won't see how 90s I look right now. And that's because I just got out of the shower. My hair is still very wet. So it's got that kind of like... It's got that 90s kind of over-gelled kind of look to it because it's all just kind of swept back and drying au naturel because that's how I do it, right? Until it all dries and flops over my face, which is like my day-to-day look.
I feel like I haven't seen you properly yet today because we've been busy, but I do smell you.
Thank you. You did say I smelled quite nice.
Yeah.
After I showered.
Yeah.
Because, I've been sitting here all morning, Evitel, doing the World of Warcraft. And do you know what I've been doing?
What have you been doing?
Getting Keystone Hero.
While I was asleep, you went ahead and got Keystone Hero.
I got Keystone Conqueror and Keystone Master last night, and then this morning I was like, holy heck, man. And I got up and I did some more, and I am now Keystone Hero 2,515 or whatever rating.
Holy
after
heck.
less than 24 hours on the grind of Mythic Plus.
That's crazy.
And the question we're going to be asking today, Evie, when we get to this bit later on, is why is it so easy? Is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? Because as you can imagine, people have different opinions on this, right? Do you have an opinion on it?
I do have opinions.
Well, I can't wait to hear it later on.
I'll tell you later.
But also, this week, is there any news that was on your mind that you want to talk about before we get into like the story stuff?
There are a couple of things worth pointing out. If you are looking to collect some keys, you will have the Cracked Keystone quest. So if you do a tier 11 delve, which you should be doing your delves every day, like the doctor says, you can get 20 hero and 20 myth crests.
No, what?
Yeah, so do a tier 11 delve.
Dude, I don't need those crests anymore because I've already crafted my weapon to myth.
My
crafted weapon is already myth.
How did you do that? Oh, from all the keys you do.
Yeah, because I was just like, cause that's why I ended up getting Keystone Master and Keystone Hero was because I was going to be quite happy just bopping around on like, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got a mythic weapon.
You do. Well done. Well done. Also regarding delves, don't push too hard because your delver's journey is still capped at level 4.
No,
Rank
what,
4.
really?
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why.
It shouldn't be.
It should be. I'm not rank 4 yet.
Fuck that.
Yeah, but
I don't know what I am. Maybe I am. I don't know. What happens? Why do I need it to be more than that? What happens at like 5 and 6? What are we waiting for?
So at level 4 is the one where you get some gilded crests when you do 11s, but I have no idea.
Right. So what unlocks the mythic ones?
Level 4, doesn't it?
Oh, does it?
Maybe.
Oh, sorry then. Oh, as long as we get mythic crests from 11s, I don't give a shit. Yeah, no, totally. That's literally all I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, one more last thing related to delves. Do your weekly delve quest because there's a chance to get raid loot as your reward.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the do 5 delves?
Yes, do 5 delves. Like the doctor ordered. People are getting like literally their BIS trinkets from this.
I'm too busy.
Chest.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm far too busy doing my incredibly taxing housing weeklies. 2 housing weeklies. One from the man who gives out the weeklies. And I was like, give me the housing weeklies. Well, it's fine because I just took the housing one. I was like, Endeavor, right? Because I was like, I'm only bopping Mythic Plus. And lo and behold, every few dungeons that I did in Mythic Plus, an Endeavor thing popped and I did it passively without even doing anything at all. But the other one is the Drakthir who hangs around the mailbox in Silver Moon. And he's like, hey, you want a housing quest? Hey, you want a little housing quest?
Yeah.
I got some heroic crests for you if you want to do a little housing quest. I'm like, holy shit. And they don't even count towards cap. And I'm like, what?
No.
So at some point, I do have to do some postal deliveries in my neighborhood.
I have not done those yet.
No, well, exactly. And I tell you what, I will be doing those before I do my delves because, that's important.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Postman?
I have not seen the Postman.
You haven't seen the Postman?
Not today.
The post-apocalyptic movie starring, what's his name? From Field of Dreams.
That guy.
The guy from Field of Dreams and Dances with Wolves.
Yeah. That guy.
Those are his most famous movies.
Kevin?
And Waterworld. Kevin Costner,
Kevin, yeah.
Exactly. And he's in The Postman, and he kind of finished his career. Well, Waterworld and The Postman. He went through a bit of a post-apocalyptic kind of...
That's cool. That's what the 90s were all about.
Epic opera kind of phase. And, he made The Postman, he made Waterworld. I think Waterworld's pretty good, but The Postman is not. The Postman sucks. It's not a good movie at all. No, it's not. Sorry. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, Kevin Costner. So, no, where I'm from, in my neighborhoods, whether it be my Raid Guild neighborhood or whether it be my Wondrous Wisdom hood, the mail always gets through. And then I get my heroic crests. And good times.
Absolutely. So that's kind of, that's it really. The race is happening. For all your other news needs, you should watch the Weekly Reset, obviously.
Oh, which will be coming out. Hey,
or the one that just came out?
Well, you know what? It was really fun making a weekly reset where like one of the main stories in the weekly reset was, oh, Blizz has scaled back and walked back on some of these add-on changes for healing frames, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like a lot of people couldn't see various debuffs in their raid because they were using healing add-ons that didn't show them because of the private auras. I got into a bit of trouble online because I said, well, I can see them just fine because I'm just using the default plates. And everyone was like, well, that's because you don't know anything about the game, Tally. That's because you're an idiot. And I was like, but I'm the one who's not having a problem. Why does that make me rubbish at the game? Wow. I don't understand. Like, I'm healing it just fine. Why am I the fucking idiot? So I'm not complaining. I have no issues. I have no problems. But anyway, so we put it out, and like we put it out on a number of different titles because YouTube lets you do that, and I enjoy doing that. It's fun.
Yeah, I never A/B testing going on there.
I never check back to see which title does better, but I put them out in 2 different ones to cover all my bases. Right?
Yeah, it's perfect.
I do like a T&E title, and I do like a Bellular title, and I like to see which one does best.
Okay.
One of the titles was Blizzard saves add-ons or something.
I think that's the one that's still currently running.
Oh,
that's the one that I've seen.
That's the one that you keep seeing. That's the one that your algorithm
is
tuned
to. Yes, that's the algorithm.
Totally.
Is like, yes, give Evie the positivity. Yeah. The good stuff.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
I can't remember now. The best raid ending, or I can't remember. It was like
how to ruin the best raid. Oh no, wait, maybe that's the one that I'm being served recently.
That was probably the Bellular one, yeah.
But I think actually maybe that's the one that I've seen.
Yeah. Well, I didn't do a Bellular thumbnail with it. And I put you looking hot in the Bellular thumbnail, but what I should have done was really lowered the lights and really put up the contrast and just looked like very like this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We need to talk. It took a week.
With like AI kind of enhancement everywhere.
How dare you?
What?
Are you accusing Bellular of using AI in his thumbnails? Shame on you.
No, but
I didn't say that, Belle. That was Evertel. That was Evertel that said that.
It is the look. It is the visual look of AI. And actually, I trust Belle to actually pay someone to deliver that for him.
Little does anyone know that I'm a completely AI fabrication on this podcast today. I don't even own a sweater that looks like this. Yeah. I don't even have any hair.
No.
Exactly. So you never catch me complaining about AI. That's what I'm saying, right? Anyway, we put that out, and one of the titles was like, I'll check it right now. Actually, I want to check it now. I need to know.
Yeah. Now you have to see.
What was the title? Hang on. Hopefully the right one will come up on my.
I think it's the negative one.
The Triumph of Voidspire and Healing Add-ons Reversal.
Oh,
Triumph of Voidspire. Isn't that a nice title?
Yeah.
Isn't that good?
That's
we'll talk more about the Triumph of Void, but I can't remember what the other one's called.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something like Blizz. I can't remember. Anyway, but everyone was like, F you simping for the add-on changes because Elf UI is completely broken now. And that's because, as well as the stuff we talked about in the video, when reset happened on Tuesday, literally, an hour before our video went live, they broke Elf UI and loads of kind of UI add-ons, and no one could do anything. And now the Elf UI boys worked incredibly hard to get it all working again, and it is working for you now, isn't it?
LVUI never broke for me.
Yeah.
It was fine. I think, again, I was probably asleep when like bartender broke. And then I woke up and I got back on my PC and everyone was like, it's back. And I was like, okay, good.
Someone's asking in the chat why the Bellular hate. No. Please don't misunderstand our British sense of humor, okay? Like, the thing is, like, Bellular is like, if we ever go to a WoW event, okay, the person I want to see there is Bellular. All right. And he's very easy to spot because he's in very high contrast lighting and looking very gruff and standing very still. But like, he's always like the most fun person at any event. We know we can always go out for a drink with him. He's always up for a laugh. And
for sure.
Because a lot of creators aren't, or not with us anyway. And but Bell is always up for a party. He's always up for a good time. He's like one of the most lovely people in the entire scene, and I love him dearly. However, we get more clicks when we're negative about him, which I'm sure is something he can understand. I feel like it would kind of be a little bit off for him to complain about that.
But he would never. Right. So where were we? Yeah. Thumbnails, titles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you didn't have any problems with your LVUI.
No,
that was all sorted.
I just updated it. Okay. Now I don't know if I know there is like a client that you can download that will update LVUI for you. Like it's the equivalent of CurseForge, but like just for LVUI. I still go in, and I think maybe this is me clinging to like my roots. I still go in and I literally download the file and then I extract it and then I go to like my retail/retail add-ons folder and then I drag them in and then I click yes when it's like replace duplicates.
Okay.
I just do that. I do that process.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. I can't be the only one who does this because it just feels good. All my other add-ons, I just use CurseForge. That's fine. But for LVUI, I'm just like, I'm doing a special thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Awesome. Good. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So, aside from that, the main story of the week, really, unless there was anything else you wanted to mention.
No, those were just the fun little delve-related bits.
Good stuff. Have you been doing lots of delves?
I have. I love doing delves.
This week since reset?
I've done a couple. Yeah,
because now they really mean something, right?
Now they do.
Now you can bop into a level and get the little mythic crests.
Yeah.
You could. I mean, there's also a delve to do in the story campaign quest this week.
I just did that one, the Dark Way. It's fine. It wasn't my favorite, but it was okay. But I appreciated that it was part of. I really enjoy being prompted to do delves as part of a story. Likewise with dungeons.
Me too. That's the best way to do
dungeons.
delves.
I think it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? In a better world, that would have been what Warfronts were in BFA. I think about this often. I think about how Warfronts in a better world would have just been like part of the story, like a story beat that you did as part of the campaign, and then you could go back and do as repeatable content whenever you wanted, like a little delve, you know?
Well, I did do them just to farm my
but you know,
yeah.
well, I mean,
it was not I
the
know
bit of heroic gear that you got every week from, which is why you actually had to do it.
Well,
you know, like, but only one.
Yes.
Literally just one. And no more, no less. Yeah, in a better world, that's what Warfronts would have been. But hey ho, delves didn't exist at the time. If they were made now, they would just be a delve. They'd be like the Atalaman delve, which I like very much. You know, the outside one around the temple.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, really cool. That, can you imagine like a Stromguard kind of like a Warfront delve like that?
Yeah.
In fact, why don't we make those delves?
I don't know.
Why don't we do them? Oh, let's make it happen. I have not been doing any delves apart from that one that I did in the story.
Well,
what level did you do that delve at?
8, just to do my belt.
I did it 11.
Okay.
I thought here is the perfect opportunity for me to get one of my 11s down.
The only reason I did it was when I went to do it, and it was like, and the listener was like, go do the Archway. It's like D' Archway, because it's like Archway, but with a D. Right?
Is it?
No.
Oh. I thought that would have been absolute genius.
Yeah, and like a little bit Frenchy,
way,
you know, which the Nightborn were meant to be originally.
Well,
right?
I mean, le dark way, right?
Le dark way.
Où est le dark way? Qu'est-ce que c'est le dark way?
And so that's in my head. It's called the Dark Way. But
never forget what they took from us. Never forget the original concept, which got as far as like hiring voice actors, was for the Nightborn to be French and all have French accents. Never forget what they took from us. Never forget that they actually hired someone to play Thalysra, and she recorded vocals for a cinematic, and then they took one look at the cinematic and they're like, "This is the worst fucking idea we've ever had. Let's scrap. No more French accents.
Like,
let's get rid of it."
Still French coded, like they still do their wine.
Which is ironically exactly what happened with Star Trek Voyager. Star Trek Janeway was originally a beloved like French classical actress, and she had a very French accent. I've seen like the original, and like after about a week of filming, they were like, "This is not working out." And then Blizz made the same mistakes with Suramar.
Yeah,
they don't learn. They don't follow Voyager lore enough, clearly.
But I didn't do that at an 11 because when I was prompted to do it, I like, you know, then the reward thing pops up. It's like, you can get, and it was like not showing as a bountiful delve. even though I think it was. Anyway, it was like...
Oh, well, no, it wasn't bountiful. No.
Well, still, but it's like, you'll get nothing for this. Now it's like, oh, fuck that. I was like, I'm not gonna...
satisfaction of a job well done.
Yeah. And I was like, fine, I'll do it at an 8. So at least it fills out my vault, but I'm not going to like push it anyway.
Oh, no, I made the mistake of mentioning French voice actors. I'm so sorry. I know it's like a really hot topic right now. And like...
about AI voice. Oh.
Yeah, the AI voices in
well, that's not good, is
the
it?
French dub.
Yeah.
I know Blizz are kind of like trying to convince everyone that it's not, but it obviously is, and it's kind of like
okay.
very.
Should we say that one for next time?
It's not something that I know enough to talk about
exactly,
because
but
I
that's
don't
what I mean.
speak French.
Well, I need to do my research.
Unless someone is asking me the way to the swimming pool or the dark way, I don't understand anything that French people say.
Yeah.
Which is how I like it.
Yeah.
But what unfortunately that makes me very unqualified to talk about this topic. But I'm AI's biggest hater, and it's obvious which side of the fence I'm going to land on there. Right?
That's great. So where were we? Sorry, I keep getting derailed.
Yeah, well, I was talking, but you stopped me so that you could wonder where we were.
Oh, so yeah, I did do the dark way. I did do a delve.
Good. Oh, excellent. I'm happy about that. That's really good.
It's
awesome.
Delve week.
And you did that, of course, as part of doing the new story campaign. Now, before we go on to that, you have to complete the Voidspire, right? Which I did last week. After this very podcast, we had our first raid night. We went in normal. And we blew through normal.
Oh, I bet.
We took a couple of pulls on the dragons because that requires someone to talk on comms, and that's hard, okay? That's really difficult. And then we got to Alleria, and we got Alleria down to phase 3. And I mean, honestly, like 2 more pulls and we would have got it. And but we, raid night was up and it's a long fight, so we were like, we'll come back to this on Sunday and we'll absolutely fucking destroy it. Which is what we did. But after the raid on Thursday, I was in the middle of making a cinematic analysis video, and I was like, well, I could actually really do with the footage of A, the cinematic, and B, what happens afterwards? So I just pugged it. I pugged the fight.
Lucky you.
Got into a really good pug.
Well done.
And
never happening to
me. I was in the pug, and I was like, wow, these guys do much more damage than my raid team. And we absolutely destroyed it. And then I could go into Silvermoon and get my footage and stuff like that. And oh boy, am I ever glad I did, because we've talked about this in the cinematic analysis. We talked about this in the last weekly reset, but we haven't heard you talk about it, Evie. The cinematic.
Yeah.
And what happens in Silvermoon after the cinematic. Spoilers for both of those things now.
Spoilers. I was actually going to publish a little reel on Instagram about what happens in Silvermoon, but then I'm like, it's too soon. I'm going to give it another week, because even though story mode is out, so everyone can access the story and play through the campaign and see that cinematic and finish Voidspire, although it's just for the last boss, right? For story mode. So I jumped in, and so here's the thing. I was like, great, time to do the raid. I'm excited. I missed our guild raid night because Hallie was working on videos and stuff, and so I was putting the kids to bed. I missed our guild's casual raid night.
Sorry about that.
So
I forgot all about it. You
should
just say anyway. I put the kids to bed. We give you a second wait.
But so I was like, this is fine. I'll just do a pug. Unable to get into a pug because literally every single pug is like, Link achieves. Must have finished the raid. Only big pumps, and it's like relaxed. Whatever. Relaxed mode. Only relaxed big just means deeps. And I'm like, shut up. Everyone just let me into your pug.
Just as a slight side.
4-piece only.
As a slight side note here, like on my Mythic Plus journey, I only I've literally got competitive filtered off. Yeah. I will only apply to groups that are relaxed.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that basically means no one's gonna call you the N-word. That's basically it.
I know.
That's as far as relaxed
the level
means,
is
right?
Pretty,
they're not gonna call you slurs. Yeah. Right? Maybe. If you're really there's slightly less chance. Yeah.
It's just like, I don't really want to group myself with people who describe themselves as competitive. You know what I mean? It's like, I used to be the kind of person who called myself ambitious. And then I'm like, I'm never doing that again, because that just, it's like, describe yourself. It's like, I'm ambitious. It's like, okay. I'm too old for this now. I'm relaxed now.
I'm poking fun, but like honestly, the relaxed tab, I fucking ride or die on the relaxed tab. I think that's I love it. I would not change it. It is great. I absolutely adore that there's a relaxed tab.
Yeah, it is. It is really good. So anyway, I literally was turned down from like every pug group, and I was like, I don't have time for this shit. I'm just gonna go in on story mode. But story mode starts with Illyria.
No way! What?
Yeah, there is no. It's Illyria is the only boss in story mode.
Insane.
And so then I was like, and so I left, and I was like, okay, let's just
wait. Can we just dwell on that for a second?
I literally left because I was like, I need to do the rest of the raid first because there's story. And I loved
fucking
it.
insane.
And I see all like whatever the hot Kulturian paladin lady's dead, and I was like, wait, what? What did I miss? And then
you missed it all, mate.
Well, yeah. So then I queued into LFR, and then I got into LFR, and then for some reason I didn't like spawn in the raid. I spawned like in the inn in Silvermoon, and then I left, and then I tried to get into anyway, and then I left the raid group, and then I got the dungeon deserter debuff, and I was like, this is shit, man. So anyway, I went straight to Illyria.
So I'm absolutely appalled by this because, like, yes, traditionally story mode is always just the last boss.
Yeah, but that's not the story.
In the other raids that makes sense, right? Like go and defeat Queen Ansarek. You go and defeat Queen Ansarek.
Final one, yeah.
Like go and defeat Dimensius. You go and defeat Dimensius, right? But in this raid, basically the story that is telling you then is like you do all the quests leading up to the Voidspire,
and then
you go in and stop Xal'atath,
yes.
and you go, okay, let's go in then, and then you're like, wait, why are we fighting Illyria? This makes no sense. Yes. You need some of the build up before that.
I agree exactly, which is why I was like, hold on, I just like I know what happens in the raid because I've read about it, but then I was like, it's really anyway,
that's shocking.
It's very odd, and anyway,
it would make marginally more sense if you at least put the Vanguard in there,
or
even some baddies,
or just some baddies.
Yeah, just some baddies. You know, because there are some baddies in that raid, and it's really good. Bit of tic-tac-toe, it's fantastic. I like that raid. I think it's really, really great. And have you done?
No, I haven't done any.
It's so fun. So you do the fight before like Blinded Vanguard, right?
Yeah.
And they're kind of getting a bit edgy, and on the way to their fight, because they're still on your team, they're fighting with you. Poor old Mountain Fist gets obliterated. He's gone. The only nice one in the Vanguard, he's dead. The other three are like boom, 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 and they start going a little bit crazy, and they're kind of like, oh, you stupid void people, you're spoiling it. We just need to be more lighty and stuff like that, and they start kind of like attacking, and we're like, oh no, don't be bad. It's this place. It's making you go bad. And we kind of knock them out of it as we get to the fight and stuff. And we do that like 3 or 4 times.
Just stay down.
And we're like, don't worry, it's just this place. It's making you. This isn't who you are. and then we get to the boss arena, and then they're still doing it, and then we're like, fuck it, let's just kill them.
Yeah.
It's like, I've had enough of this. It's like when you lose your patience with your kid. You're like,
oh, you know what?
Right, okay, no story. No, you know what?
No snacks,
no story.
No more snacks ever again for the rest of the year. No more snacks. It's over. Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, so
I really need you to be quiet.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna ply you with snacks. Yeah, and so I was like, why is this called story mode? Like, if I've literally just missed. Anyway, that's just.
What would you do? Would you have story mode come out at the same time as like heroic or mythic or something?
I don't know. I think maybe it could. The quest could be like maybe finish the first 2 wings of LFR, and then story mode is just very clear that it's the final boss. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I mean, then again, you don't really want to push someone through LFR because then anyway.
I guess the question I'm asking is like, what's wrong with having story mode come out in the first week of the raid? Why don't Blizzard do that?
I don't know. I think it feels fast.
Yeah, does it feel too fast? Yeah, I think it's wrong as well if they did that, but I can't quite tell you why.
I don't want to be at that point of the story until I've had some more time to play around and do delves and other do you know what I mean? It felt right to get there today, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it.
So I did the Illyria boss, which was super cool.
It's really good, isn't it?
And actually, and I found story mode actually quite useful for learning the mechanics. Because you're not punished when you do them wrong, right? Yeah. You just get like a little, and you're like, oh,
it's
and then
much
I
like
a
mythic +10 in that regard at the moment.
Yeah. And I thought the fight was super cool, super fun. Cranked the music because it was really good. And the whole story. And then yes, the cinematic kicks in, which is great, which felt really, really good seen in context of that fight. Like that felt great and impactful.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And you're like, oh shit, yeah. And they're like, oh my, okay. I loved that. And then of course you return to Silvermoon and it is transformed, right? Like it has the void shaft,
the thick purple pulsating void shaft, which is now fucking hammering at the light. Because before it was this, just and now fucking pounding it.
It's quite intense, isn't it? And so when we were talking about this before, I was like, Tally, I can't do the raid yet. I can't do it.
I was like, are you going to do it? Story mode's here, Evie. You don't need to pug it now. You can do it so that you can get the nice purple skybox with all the new music and shit and like, ooh, nice.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I don't want the purple. I don't want the purple skybox. I don't want the whoo music. I want the glorious, like, Sindore, like, give me that beautiful, like, I just gleaming golden blood elf
that words were
vibes.
I want to keep it happy.
I want to keep it happy. Yeah, okay.
I want to keep Silvermoon happy.
Yeah, I want to keep it like, and so I was like, oh, I don't want, even if it's just going to be a week, right? Like, even if it's only going to be that way for a week, I was a bit resistant, but I'm glad I did it because actually it's not as like, it's very visible and it's very obvious and it's melancholy, but like it's still pretty glowy and nice.
It's like kind of like ethereal.
It is ethereal, yeah. You step, and again, you step into the inn. You've got your normal music. You go out into Eversong Woods. Everything is fine. Everything's okay. Everything can still be okay. So I did that, and I love the transformation. I think it's really cool. And then of course the kind of post raid story campaign kicks off. Have you done that, Tally?
Yeah. Have you done it yet?
I have done it. I just
you have?
Yeah.
It takes a while.
Well, and do you remember how we were talking about the delves and how you have to do it? But yeah, I just finished it just before this. It does take a while. It is a lengthy quest.
Well, especially because it's one of those ones, which is what Blizz does all the time with these things now, where you want to click on all the people all the time to see what they're saying now.
And then you've got the whole crew assembled, and you're like, oh, gotta talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And suddenly Aethys, who is my favorite.
Dude, what a fucking ledge. I love
Holy heck. Aethys, who has always been my favorite for his extreme sadness when you're like picking up your weeklies and everyone's like, he's the guy that we went
around Dalaran with, right? Is he? No. Was he the one? Did we do picking up the pieces of Dalaran quest with him?
I think he was.
And he was like, I'm just so sad.
Yeah. And then everyone, Leatrin gives you a weekly and then you click on Aethys and he's like, I will continue for Dalaran. And I'm like, damn, dude.
Valeria, not Valeria, sorry, Valera single-handedly massacred my people.
Yeah, and okay, so here's the thing.
I'll just get on with it.
Yeah, no, he's like, I will for Dalaran. He's so hardcore. And then I was like, damn, why is this dude so sad? Maybe I should brush up on my lore.
All his friends got killed.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, and now suddenly his context, now he has context within this story, and again, I'm thinking of players who like maybe are not 100% tapped into the eternal storyline of World of Warcraft, right? You click on Aethys and you're like, damn, dude, why are you so sad? So and then, and then you get some context around that, right?
Arcane Syntax in the chat says, if you click on Aethys enough, he makes snide remarks about every character. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't want to bother him. Yeah. Bitch has been through enough. Yeah, he deserves some peace and quiet, basically, is what it comes down to.
He really does. So that's what I liked about the quest line.
Well, wait. That wasn't very much. That wasn't a very bit. That's everything that you liked about that sizable, quite important quest line.
Okay.
Wait, you haven't actually given your opinion on the cinematic yet.
Oh, I told you. I thought it was great. Okay. I thought it was very impactful.
Right, I'll do me. That's enough for me.
Yeah. I thought it was really good. I love the animations. I love Xal'atath just being like a little sexy, you know, with Illyria always kind of taunting
I feel like
her.
with Xal'atath, her mask kind of drops on this one.
She does.
Like, it's really
she
cool.
finally
it's
drops
like,
it.
Yeah.
Because you know it's always been a bit of math.
It's great. And I love how she just doesn't give a shit about Illyria, just like that. She's like, you know, like all the kind of. I know she's doing like the playful kind of toy with her armor and stuff like that. But it's kind of like, it's very much like she just doesn't give a shit anymore. Yeah. And I love that. I think it's so cool.
It is really good. And my favorite Xal'atath is when she's like smiling and she's got her little fangs out and she's like, looks really, really manic. So it was really good. But yeah, so the campaign kind of continuing storyline, my overall impression of it was that I liked elements of it. I thought they were cool. I loved going to like Belemeth because everywhere I went I was like, wow.
So for those who don't know, the quest line is the reunification of the elves and Arator, who for some reason has a lot of sway on this war council. I don't really know why, but for some reason, like when he talks, the literal ruler of Silvermoon listens and the ruler of other places listen as well, and he's always like, no, you're doing it wrong, here's what we should do, and everyone's like, holy shit,
oh my God, okay,
wow, Arator, you're so clever, we should definitely do what Arator says, everyone.
Arator's been with you, and you are the hero. You are the champion, right? Okay. Like you are the ultimate problem solver. I guess so, and I think this is one of the things where this kind of like storytelling whereby we have this entire like history of Azeroth and its factions and its like sub factions and sub factions like is brilliant, and I love it and I think it's great. But, you know, there is always a point where they're like, well, we need to fix a problem. There's only one person for it. It's you, the champion. And, you know, we're like the Deus Ex Machina or whatever. Like,
and I love how that problem can be like, it can range from fixing a fence to literally killing a god.
Yeah, literally.
It's like, it's like, if either one is fine to send the champion on, right?
Exactly. And as like an MMO, as like a MMORPG, like that's always going to be part of how the story is told, and sometimes that makes more sense than others, right? That's just like the way the game is built. And so the thing that I really liked about this unification of the elves quest chain, Arator is like, no, we need an army. They're like, and what army?
I love that. And Lorthamar is Arator's like, we need to go and attack the Quel'Thanas now. And Lorthamar has the line which will be memed for the next 1,000 years. Yeah, and rightfully so. Yeah. With what army, Arator?
Yeah.
And literally millions of players in unison were like, I don't know, bitch. How about the fucking hordes?
Yeah, like,
I don't know.
Where are those guys?
If only you were on some kind of war council, Lorthamar. If only you were on some kind of council with loads of allies, many of whom are like right next to you right now.
Well, so here's the thing. I had that reaction, but also I'm playing this game. I'm willing to suspend my disbelief, right? I'm willing to be like, sure, no army is available. I'll take your word for it.
You know what?
I don't really care. Like, I don't care if like someone could maybe teleport in, or maybe logistically it's somehow possible. At some point, I am going to suspend my disbelief and just roll with it. And again, I'm not saying that you should always like do this. And I'm not saying this to like kind of discount people who don't like this element of the story. I think that's totally valid. For me personally, when something like that happens, I'm like, okay, fine. I believe you. There's no army.
I want to say that I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
In that, like, two things can be true at once. And I can find it very, very funny that no one thinks of the Horde and meme on it. But I can also not really care. And like, I am both of those things. I'm like, I'm gonna laugh at Lorthamar for not going, we should ask the Horde for help. Where's the Horde? And you know, they could have avoided all of this memeage by just having Lorthamar go, with what army, Arator? The Horde is all tied up in blah, and we need to blah. That's it. That's all they need to do. They don't need an 8-page explanation of what each faction is doing right now and the reason they can't. It just needs like some acknowledgement that, you know, he is on literally the Horde War Council, right? Yeah. It's like one of the people that runs NATO going, we don't have any allies that can help. And it's like, dude, you're in NATO. You are NATO. Come on, man. And it's so all it needs, like literally all it needs in that line is, with what army, Arator? The Horde are doing this and that, and no one is like, and actually there is also quite a good explanation in the quests as well. But so here's the other thing. Here's the other thing as well, right? I just want to get this out of the way before I let you kind of roll on this. Is that in my headcanon, everyone's talking about, well, why are the Horde not there? Why has Orgrimmar not sent like an army and stuff like that? But in my head, they have, because they sent me. And like sent all my buddies who I go into raid with, many of whom are Horde champions. Like, that's fair. The Horde, and I know this is headcanon stuff, right? But it does actually kind of like help. It's like when I go around Silvermoon, it's fucking full of Horde people. Yeah. Because they're players. And it's like, it's the players populating the world, and it's the players playing that role of like the Horde army. And it's like, it is that is the Horde army that will eventually go and defeat Alleria and defeat Lura. And like, you know, it's the army is there. The Horde hasn't just sent troops. They've sent literally the best of the best. They've sent the player characters. They've sent their like A team, right? And it's like, when I go around Silvermoon, I see them. They're there. And I'm there. And it's like, we're there.
I like that.
You know, and they're Horde. And you know, when they're not there, they're in Orgrimmar. And it's like, in my head, it's not missing the Horde because the Horde are there, but it's the player characters. So I'm missing Horde NPCs, but it's like, but isn't the point of an MMO to populate the world yourself to a certain degree? And it's like, we are fulfilling the role in that part of the story in my head. Anyway, sorry, you can carry on. I know not lots of people won't agree.
I like that. And so and Erator is like, we need to reunite the elves, and I was like, okay, right. This is a problematic thing to do, but okay, let's do it. And they decide to go with Erator's plan. I kind of like the idea that Erator thinks of it because he is an elf. Half. He's half elf. That's true. Oh, yeah, actually, it's not quite...
I mean, there's some bad messaging there, which suggests that like the elves are too stupid to think of this on their own. They need a half human to think of it. It's like they're too stupid to unite themselves. They need the white savior of like the half human to come in and be like, guys, you just gotta talk to each other like the humans do. Oh my god, you elves, you're so stupid.
I did actually have a thought during the end of raid cinematic. You know, with like Illyria's there. And Turalyon is there comforting her, and Erator is next to her, and Xal'atath is threatening them. And I'm like, this is like the whitest family like ever. Like they've all got like literally white blonde hair, and it's just the three of them. And I'm like, man, like I can understand why people watch this and are like, it's just like the whitest shit I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, it did strike me, you know, as I was watching that anyway. So Erator is like, let's go reunite the elves, and then we're sent off to kind of bring everyone back in. Now this is where I was like, okay, conceptually interesting. I don't really want to do this right now because what's happening in Silvermoon feels very, very urgent. Like, and suddenly, you know, I'm being sent off to like Beleneth on a holiday. I know it's not a holiday, but you know, I love being sent out into other parts of the world. In this case, I liked how like beautiful everywhere was and how it reminded me of that. But then at the same time, I feel like this is one of those places where it really got mired in like the history, like the weight of history was too much, and like kind of the faction politics. And I like that kind of lore storytelling. I think it's really, really good and really important. I think it's been done really nicely in Midnight so far. But as it was happening, I was like, man, this is a lot. And like, and you know, going to the bit with I keep wanting to say Valera, Verisa, and learning about the Silver Covenant or being reminded about the Silver Covenant versus Aethys, and the Sun Reavers. And I found it a bit like shit that Verisa was like, oh, the ghosts of everyone we murdered in Dalaran are here. You go out and take care of them.
We've been here for a while now, but I'm busy.
And then you will get a debuff called like the weight of guilt that slows you down. And I was like, are you kidding me, Verisa?
Well, to be fair to Verisa, if you played Mop, which I know you did kind of help her out with that whole massacre.
Sure, I did.
Like,
you're right.
You're an Alliance hunter. Like, I know for a fact you were there. I know for a fact you shot some motherfuckers. Okay, like you definitely helped out with that whole massacre.
Yeah.
So it's good that you've forgotten. It's good that you refuse to take responsibility for that.
I'm just like a himbo champion. Yeah. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just a rock and I hit things.
So I'm just saying, maybe it's quite good that you feel some guilt for that.
Maybe.
And like, if the game has to force you to feel guilt for taking part in that massacre, maybe that's a good thing.
Like,
I don't know.
You take care of this, champion. You take care of my guilt. And so I love these kind of more like emotional storytelling like that they do in quests. I think it's really good. I didn't want it right now, if that makes sense. I didn't quite connect with it in some cases.
Why?
I don't know. I felt like I was just being lore dumped on, and I was talking to everyone, and I was like, this is great. But I just felt like there was a lot happening. I don't know. And then of course, you get sent out to Belemeth, which is fun, and you reawaken some ancients.
I've got to say, that's the most I've literally ever enjoyed Belemeth.
I was with those quests. And I was like, this is so nice. I loved collecting like the little the wisps. I loved gathering wisps. Like that felt good. And then kind of getting, saying hi to everyone. I am a night elf, so it felt good being there. And then just kind of delving into like the intricate like relationships between which race hates each other and which one kind of gets on with each other. Then everyone explaining, well, that one time we did work together, but that was just that. And I'm like, oh man, I feel like WoW does really well sometimes when it is quite simple and it's like intentions and clear. And I want it to deliver like satisfying, meaningful storytelling for people who are really invested in the lore. And I also want it to like carry me through a story in a way that doesn't feel like weighed down. So I liked that. And then of course you go to the Nightborn. Felicera is there finally supporting her man, right?
She's been in Silvermoon since the very start.
Well, they should make her more visible because
she's up in one of the spires,
she's
just
like
hanging out, drinking wine.
Yeah,
in a fucking penthouse.
She's just so it was nice to see
I'm
Felicera.
the fucking queen.
Loved seeing Oculus, my guy, is finally there. Bless him. He's just like, oh, I'm just gonna do some little telemancy portals for you. This is gonna be fun. And but then you go into Suramar, which again, first reaction, you're like, oh, brilliant. Love Suramar, love World of Warcraft elves. They're brilliant. But then she's like, oh, we've been infiltrated and deceived. And I thought that one was very silly. I found that quest like...
Oh, I love that.
Really?
Yeah, okay, so like, maybe not the brass tacks of it, but the idea of, the reason Suramar's army hasn't arrived sooner is because, they have been infiltrated, the messages aren't getting through.
Yeah.
Like, I like anything that kind of, because I know we can teleport, but it's still like, a rare skill to be able to do that. And
sure, yeah.
we do it a lot because we're so high up in the rank, right? But most people can't do it. And don't have access to it. And so I like the idea of just reminding us that this is essentially a kind of a steampunk like medieval setting, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes stuff does take a while, and sometimes you do rely on messages and things like that. And I like the idea that it wasn't getting through, because that also kind of hints at why more help might not be coming from Orgrimmar, from other places like that.
I didn't mind that. That was cool. It's like, oh, the mana's blocked. Like I thought that was fine. What I found quite silly was like, someone fooled us with an illusion. You mean the thing that you, the champion?
Oh, how the turntables.
I get that it's a reference to that, but I was like, I don't know. So I was like, okay, Lysra, all right, babe. Like, I guess she's busy just sipping her wine. Like,
yeah, I liked it. I thought it was nice. Because they want a recruitment quest for every like faction, and you know, two of them they're literally alliance factions, and it's like there's some deep-seated trauma there, and then it's like, well, why do we need to recruit the Nightborn? They should be there anyway. And I like what they did with that. I like how they devised to have a recruitment quest for them, considering like that army should have been there long ago. Like that army should have been there like the second some shit appeared in the sky, right?
Yeah, of course,
it's like Felissa is literally in that city. She should be like, oh damn, Oculus, can you just get the army here real quick? Thanks. But it's like, I get it. Like, I just feel, I feel like it would have been, all of this would have been better if there'd been like any hint or any contact with the other Elven factions throughout the leveling.
I think the point that I want to make after all this is like, I enjoyed it. I had like my little niggles throughout. I think this whole concept of reunifying the elves probably deserved like a big, like something much bigger. Like, to me, that feels like kind of almost expansion level or patch level. Do you know what I mean? It just felt like an important thing that was happening, and I was just doing it in these kind of funny little quests. And I don't know. That was my feeling about it. And
Can I make a counter argument just for the sake of it?
Please.
The idea that like it's only the desperation of the situation which is the reason everyone's willing to get together in the first place. Like a less pressing, desperate situation wouldn't succeed in uniting the elves, and by definition that's going to be something that needs sorting very, very quickly. It's like, you could spend an entire leveling campaign on it, but by definition that's obviously not a pressing enough matter then.
No, but maybe not that big, but I think, and I guess it was like a chunky series of quests, right? I don't know. And I remember this, Chris Metzen being like, and in midnight, we're gonna reunify the Elven tribes. And everyone's like, oh shit, right? Yeah. I guess we've done it now. No, and obviously they're not reunified. They've gathered together to oppose the devouring host.
I don't want to be the guy who's like, they should have done it like this. But I feel like maybe something could have been gained from this particular problem if like the night elves and the Nightborn and the high elves, who I couldn't find in the city at all afterwards because they were flying up there. I didn't look up. I was like, oh, that's why they're called high elves.
I do love their little high elf
cool.
enclave.
Not setting foot in the city.
Their encampment. They're cool.
But if those factions had played the part of the Vanguard of Light, if it's like that some well needed protecting and all the elves know how fucking important that is to one degree or another, as we can see, so like instead of the Vanguard of Light appearing to defend the Sunwell, maybe it should have been like the elves will rush in to help, and then that story which we got with the Vanguard, with all the tension and all the kind of like sorting out that tension, relieving that tension, exploring that tension, if that had been done with the different factions of elves within Silvermoon, would that have been a better payoff maybe? Or
I don't know.
You're losing something cool to do that, obviously. Like
absolutely.
I'm not saying it's perfect, but it needs that kind of exploration perhaps,
Yeah, maybe. And you did get a bit of exploration. You go in and you talk to everyone and you go to each space, and the little face off between Varisa and Aethys is cool, about thinking who belongs where and why. It just felt like a lot of elves.
Yeah.
And a lot of these kind of like sub factions, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. Now having everyone at like the table, standing around as like a council is quite cool. And then of course, next week when we get the raid, when we get the march on Quel'Danas, I think it will all feel a bit more impactful. Like for me, like it will, And
I liked all the like stuff in leveling and what have you. I liked all the Vanguard stuff. Thought it was really good. So I wouldn't want to lose that. But yeah, I feel like I'm telling myself this is just the start of the elf unification.
It is, yeah.
Like,
right?
so, like, it's okay that it's feeling a bit rushed because they're in a rush right now. And once the dust has settled a bit, then they can kind of like. But I want that. I don't want to skip that. It's like I don't want it to be like, oh, and now we're unified again straight after Quel'Danas. I want it to be like an ongoing thing, right?
Yeah. And then of course you get Eretor being like, I wish Auntie Sylvanas was here. And I'm like,
shut the fuck up, Eretor. Shut your fucking mouth.
Oh, buddy, you like won me over so much.
You're the most annoying fucking 40-year-old I've ever met. Jesus fucking Christ.
I wish my other auntie was here, like...
He says it to his fucking auntie.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. So it's quite... I mean,
I liked the story. I thought it was pretty good. I like stuff like that. There's some, as people have pointed out online, there's some weird lore kind of moments in it, but I always I like it when armies arrive places. Okay,
it feels good. It feels kind of
and I like having the night elves there. The night elves in such a rush they forgot to put on any clothes at all. They're just standing there in their fucking socks and like nothing else. They've just come out of the shower and they're there holding their bows with their massive ancients, and it's fun. It's fun seeing ancients in Silvermoon. It's kind of weird.
It is.
They're standing right by my crafting table, and it's actually kind of intimidating, if I'm honest. It's kind of like there's not much space by my inscription table anymore. And when I was making my weapon, I was like, get out of my way, big old tree.
Yeah.
I like it, and there'll be some payoff with that going into Quel'Danas next week. We've already seen little bits of the cutscene that plays and the questing there, where like all the armies are attacking and stuff, and I think that's cool. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so I think I'm not like complaining about it. I guess I was, maybe it's because I was rushing to get it done before this podcast. I kind of enjoyed it, but I feel like every time I spoke to someone or heard something, I was like, there's going to be like a big discussion about this, right? Like there's going to be like discourse about basically every element of this.
Oh, and there is
this story. Yeah. And it, it's cool to get people talking, but also, and I was like, yeah. So I did enjoy it. I thought it was cool. I think it's also reminded me, like, Is Silvermoon a horde city? I've completely forgotten that it's like a horde city, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, you don't get to go to the horde bit.
No, I don't get to go to the horde bit. But it's it made me think about how like WoW is its most like conceptually strong when it's kind of like X versus Y, or it's very. And then I think kind of, and obviously you're going to introduce all these factions and all the relationships are pretty muddled. You get the same thing with the trolls, right? Like all the different, like the troll tribes have their relationships to one another. But we see them as the trolls, right? We see them as this like one thing. So.
Yeah. And like I say, I'm not too fussed about, I mean, I like the horde. I like seeing them places, right? And it's like literally my favorite faction in the entire game, my favorite race in the entire game is Forsaken. And I'm always up for seeing some Forsaken anywhere, it's such a joy whenever I see them anywhere, and like I was hoping for a little bit more of them in Silvermoon, but I get that's not the story they're telling. And so it's that thing of like, well, the horde, they are asking the horde for help. Like, apart from the player characters, you've also got all the Nightborn who are horde, right? And it's like, that is the horde Elven faction coming to help the other horde Elven faction. But in all fairness, the only alliance factions there are horde are elves as well. Outside the Vanguard, but the Vanguard is like a mixed bag, right? Like it's only the Void Elves and the Night Elves and the High Elves that have been invited from the alliance, because it's the elves.
I
get it. I do get it, and I with any story that they want to tell, they're gonna have to leave something out. You can't.
It's true. It's true.
It's like. Yeah, it's I don't know, sometimes, and that does happen in real life conflicts as well. It's like you can look at any conflict happening in the world right now, and if you really wanted to, you could be like, well, where the fuck is Luxembourg? Why are Luxembourg not helping out with this?
No, that's fair.
Like, well, I don't understand. Well, aren't they part of this? Where are they? Can you tell me where they are right now, please? It's not enough that they're not here. I need to know why. I get it, and I get it, but if you take it on its own terms, I'm enjoying it for what it is. It's good.
I also the beginning bit where he's like, go save people, go save those who are left, and you're like, and you click on like Anduin, it's like, he won't be able to help us for a long time. Like, oh no!
But I really like how all of the Vanguard are dead. Like everyone who's around,
because there are corpses, there are like skeletons everywhere.
The cool shit, like, which I really enjoyed in the Arator quest line, like where I was like having such a good time, because I'd just done all the Eversong quests. I did Arator quest line as my second like zone, as it were, and the first thing it does is send you to the Sunwell, and you're going around talking to all of like the light dudes.
They can't be dead. Are they dead?
Canonically, they're all wiped out apart from a handful, some of whom you save.
That's crazy.
So there's 4 that you have named that you have to save. Velen, Anduin, I want to say Moira.
Yeah, Velen, Anduin, Moira.
And
then, that was another thing. It's like, save Anduin, save Velen, save Moira, save 4 others.
Okay, but here's the thing, right? There are 8 others.
Oh, are there?
Yeah, so like,
okay.
I was like, Talia? Where the fuck is Talia?
Oh, I found her.
I did not, you see. So like, I found other people.
I got you.
And so I was like, is Talia dead? Because canonically, if we didn't just save them, they're dead, right?
I got you.
And so I was really worried. And then I read online that, no, there's 8 that come under the no name category, but they are named. They're all like real people.
I appreciate knowing that. Thank you. Because I was like, wait. Why are you naming these guys and not everyone else, right?
Yeah, totally. I like that. That's flavor. But yes, I'm assuming that all 8 of those are canonically saved, which includes, I'm assuming Salandria as well. They can't just kill Salandria. That would be mad. Kalia. Yeah, so I rescued Kalia. I rescued Moira. I rescued Anduin, Velen, Farron, some Tauren guy. I did not rescue Alonsus. Is Alonsus there, or is he still out and about?
No,
I did not rescue Salandria. I did not rescue Talia, and they're 2 of my faves. I love that max level Eversong quest where you're questing with Talia and Salandria, cool. Because they're my girls. They're awesome. They're cool. So it's interesting, but I like that. So like the Vanguard's been wiped out pretty much, which is weird and upsetting because most of the Arathi were there.
Oh right.
It was like you had the Army of the Light from the Vindikar, right? All of like the Draenei dudes, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And then they like that was about 50% of the army, and then the other 50% were like Arathi, and it's like, dudes, shouldn't you be in Arathi? Shouldn't you be in Hallowfall right now? Last expansion, I was doing your zone, and you were like, yeah, we're an ever dwindling number. You know, there's no replacing us. When we're dead, and we have to, every day is a battle keeping our people alive. And it's like, shouldn't you be doing that? Why are you here? Go home. We got this. Don't worry. And also, how are there so many of you?
I thought it was I thought that was really cool, flying around and like just seeing skeletons everywhere, and then like just clicking on everyone, just being like, it's like, oh, they're not gonna help us. Velen's not gonna get up for a long time. Don't count on it. Him and like the 20 special relics you gave him. Thinking
about it though, it does put a different slant on in those Arator quests where you go to the Covenant of Light, the chapel, Light's Hope Chapel, and the guy who runs Light's Hope Chapel is like the chapel. You ask him like, why didn't the light call you? And he's like, I don't know, but I'm working to kind of do my bit. Maybe the light purposely didn't call him to spare him from this so that he can do something important next, I guess. But like who knows? Or maybe they just wanted him.
We shall see. I don't think they're like all canonically dead, in the same way that Illyria and Turalyon are not dead.
Because that would make the new Tears Guard people dead as well, actually, who we helped in Dragonflight. The little gang we put together in Dragonflight.
No.
There's a couple of them there.
No, not the gang.
We give them the little trinket. Then we give them something, don't we? We give them like I can't remember what, but
yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't know, man. Anyway, so marks out of 10 for that quest line.
I thought it was good. It was like a 7.5. I thought it was like good, and you know what? I love going out in the worlds. I love connecting with my night elven heritage.
It was fun seeing like the different environments that the elves live in.
Yes.
Right? Like seeing Belamath and then going to
it
Turamar.
really
like,
made
so
me
different.
kind of like contextualize elves as a whole, which is probably what it's aiming to do. And I was like, yes, actually, there are many elves. Oh, and the high elves don't like. Oh, right. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm just so I avoid conflict at all costs. So I'm just like, oh,
That's why my favorite game is Warcraft.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, oh, they hate each. Oh, that's fine. We don't have to. Yeah, you killed all those people. I'm sure we can just
but again,
water under the bridge.
Isn't that the same as like world politics though? I mean, like Germany were a major force in Europe economically and like politically within like 15 years of the Second World War.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, that does happen.
It does happen. It does happen. Keep politics out of my video games.
About war.
Yeah, about war.
And factions.
And some of these people murdered these people. I have to hear about it. No. Yeah. We got our army now, which is good.
Yeah, totally. So
made up of sexy elves. Love it.
And like, it's all go next week when thingy opens, and I wonder what we'll do as a raid team. I wonder if we'll carry on like progressing in our heroic, or if we will like jump into normal. I think we'll probably jump into normal.
I think you will, because you want to do the story.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Definitely. So, but and I got a feeling the skybox might change again after that. So I'm kind of like. Really enjoying the purpleness right now.
I like
while
the
it lasts.
purpleness.
I love that they did like a whole new soundtrack, which for many players is only going to be there for like a couple of weeks, which I think is wonderful. I think that's so cool. I just think it's very, very cool. I think Midnight's just a very fucking cool expansion.
I think it is really good.
An absolute top tier expansion. Like the rollout of raids has never been this fun.
It's super cool. I'm into
ignoring the quality of the raid, which I think is quite good, but I'm only just starting on heroic right now. But like the difference between having the Voidspire to do and then going to do the Dreamrift, which is completely separate, and that Dreamrift boss is really good. It's a really good fight.
I'm going to try and do it tonight.
Yeah, it's a very simple fight, but it's like it's good mechanics. It's fun, and like I'm really enjoying it. It was a face roll on normal, and then we didn't have the DPS for it on heroic.
Yeah.
But it's a good fight. I like it. Yeah. I'm happy with it.
Nice.
And if Kelvin can capture that kind of same sort of feeling of urgency and stuff, then I'll be very much into it. And then you've got another one boss raid to look forward to in 0.7.
Oh right, yeah. Not for a while, yeah. Not for a while.
Like, yeah.
I mean, we'll have blue-eyed demon hunters before then, so.
Yeah, well, and the hide and seek game.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah,
which should be fantastic.
Yeah, it would be fantastic. Although, okay, so one thing when they're like, okay, we need Erator's like, we need an army. We need powerful people. I just wanted to be like, should we go talk to Astalor? He's doing some crazy shit in his basement right now. Like, I feel like you should know about this. I feel like my character should be like...
He asked me not to tell anyone, but...
Yeah, he asked me not to tell anyone.
I feel like
and also,
now's the time.
He's kind of got like a chokehold on me, like literally.
He's making me do the same quests over and over again. It's like I do the series of quests for him, and then I go up in renown, and then he makes me do all the same quests all over again.
Yeah.
And I do them, because I'm his little bitch.
Yeah. And I like it. And he keeps telling me to do this stuff, and like it seems like kind of insanely powerful, just like in his little basement. Should I tell Erator about this?
Do you think there's going to end up being a Denathrius connection there? Lots of people speculating that.
So obvious, like they're literally cut from the same cloth. Yeah. So it's almost too obvious, but maybe that means that the link is there.
So it started off with, Astalor is Denathrius. I don't think that's the case.
No.
Now it's like, Astalor is working with Denathrius. Yeah. I don't actually think that's the case either. I think if there does turn out being a Denathrius link, and like you say, it seems so obvious, it's the same kind of stuff, isn't it? It's like he's basically doing what Denathrius does. Then it could. I think the way it will probably work is it won't. I've been working with him all along. It'll be like this line of inquiry and experimentation will further down the line bring him into contact with Denathrius in some way. You know, it's like they're kind of doing the same thing.
Oh my god, that would be so funny.
Yeah.
They just kind of like, you know, meet each other and then get a bit shy about it. You know?
I don't think either of them would be shy about it, mate.
Do you also like anguish?
do you like choking anguish out of people? We were talking about this last week, but I think I've noticed that with Nightmare Delves, the kill for me stuff, Prey, sorry, with Nightmare Prey, the kill for me bit where Astalor's like, kill something for me. And then you have to like go find some little critter or whatever. Or
just like
if he says that while you are fighting someone and they're very low health, you're like one step ahead of you, bitch. Come on, let's go. And you feel so clever when that happens. You're like, I got it. I've noticed that happens a little bit less this week.
Oh really?
Than it was happening before. I feel like they've toned that down.
No.
I found it very
annoying. It was like kill. It is annoying, and it's funny when you die and he laughs at you. And he's like,
Nightmare Prey has kind of solved a lot of the problems I had with Prey. In that
I
the
really
fights
enjoyed
do feel a lot more memorable now,
and
the individual kind of prey targets feel a lot more memorable. I still think it'd be better if there's like 2 prey targets a week and they followed you around the map and into different zones and stuff like that, and it was a lot more holistic. I would not let the world quests which are just doing prey stuff. I would make those pop halfway through the week, so it's a way of like catching up if you're behind in your hunt program. But I'd make the hunt last like a week, basically.
Do you? Yeah. I really enjoyed, I guess, doing prey the opposite of how it's intended to be done.
Yeah, well, we are polar opposites on how we want prey to be,
literally spent just a couple hours leveling up prey because I was behind earlier this week and really doing it for the first time. And I was like, this is cool. I'm literally just doing about 7 prey like hunts in a row. I'm going back to Astalor. I'm going to where I need to go. I do my 1 prey world quest, which pops every time I go. And then I just do enough traps. I get my prey. I go back. Astalor pats me on the back. It's all good. And I
still can't loot them when you kill them, though.
And I was like,
Hate
but like I found the experience and like his voice acting so enjoyable that I just like did that for a couple hours and it felt really good.
Fair enough.
So my one request would be for those of us who like to just do it that way. Can we have more than 2 different prey world quests?
Sure. Like, so you want basically the complete opposite of what I want from Prey as a system.
I don't mind doing the go click on 5 nodes. I don't mind doing the do a little running game, but I would like more than those 2.
I guess my thing with Prey is that I want to be the prey.
Yeah,
and you're happy to be the hunter, right?
Exactly.
You're going on a hunt.
I'm literally doing traps.
You want to be very proactive in your hunt.
Yeah.
Whereas I want to be the prey. I want to be just going about my daily life.
Yeah.
And I basically want it to be like Nemesis and Delves, where they just pop up and try and fuck me up, and I try and survive it. You know, it's something that kind of I try and survive rather than I am proactively hunting this guy.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then when they pop, like they can be annoying in a fun way. Like I found.
I love
like
that. They're assholes. They're complete dicks. They're like such a, and you know, don't you? You're like, should I pull this big pack of like elites in like the Twilight dagger bit in Eversong? You're like, should I pull these?
Shall I?
And then you pull them, and you're like, okay, this is okay. He hasn't come. The prey guy hasn't come, so I guess I'm safe.
The prey guy come.
I guess I'm safe to pop some cooldowns. So I pop some cooldowns, and then that motherfucker comes, and he's like, whoa.
So what happens then?
Yeah, that's the noise he makes. You don't play the sound on, obviously, but he's like, whoa, it's me. It's the prey guy. Hey ho, let's go.
But I do enjoy.
I saw you popped some cooldowns, so let's say hello.
Yeah, and then like, oh, I'm gonna ask you to kill something, and the little guy that like gives you shadow damage if they hit you comes all at the same time, right? That guy needs to be way more powerful. I need it to be like you will die if he touches you, and he needs to stay around for longer. It's like, it's not hard enough. He just goes away in a couple of seconds.
Oh yeah, anyway. yeah. You just need to walk away from him.
Anyway,
casually.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like literally walking away. But no, I do enjoy being the hunter in the situation. I don't know. Maybe it's because I play hunter. I really like it, and you just want to be hunted. So I kind
of dynamic for a whole relationship.
Yeah. Someone said top versus bottom energy.
Dog versus cat.
Yeah. Dog versus cat. Just different, but it's cool that it can give both. But like Or
anyway. Does that just mean no one's ever going to be happy?
I'm enjoying it as the proactive hunter. I enjoy the proactive hunting. As a distraction from doing other stuff, like doing keys.
Thank you. Good transition.
Yes, please.
And yes, we've got about 10, 15 minutes to talk about this. This is good.
Yeah.
Raid has been very fun because we are into the competitive part of the season now. So, I miss you in the raid team. I can't wait until our kids are at a point where we can both raid together again.
Or we just need to get a raid night babysitter.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if we went to all the trouble of getting a regular babysitter for raid?
Just to stay at home and raid.
Yeah. It's like,
oh my God.
I think we'd leave the raid team because we'd be like, can we just go to the fucking cinema?
Yeah.
Or like,
yeah, it's like, wait.
We got a babysitter,
we get 2 nights together a week. That's crazy.
Live-in nanny is fine.
Yeah.
I think
Granny might be the solution now and then.
So yeah. But I do miss you in the raid team because nothing is quite as wonderful in this world of Warcraft as having a new raid to go into. And when it's so story focused as it is right now, it is exciting and it's fun and it's like Voidspire starts in the way I like all raids to start, which is we are literally attacking somewhere. We've got an army. We're running at we've entered the raid, but the actual entrance is there, and we've got to run at it, and we've got to get there. And I think they achieve that really well in Voidspire. Of like, it feels very hectic and like a big battle at first. And tic-tac-toe is such a weird choice, but fine. I seem to be doing okay with my new add-on setup and my new UI setup, and I'm really enjoying it. And we're having a really good time. I loved the Dreamrift guy. I thought that was a fantastic boss. I'm glad I got normal down on the first night. So, and everything I do at the moment, particularly because both heroic bosses that we tried, we just failed the DPS check on. We had the mechanics down and we failed the DPS check. Everything I do is with progressing in raid in mind. So every delve I do is so I can get better gear to go and do raid. Every dungeon I do is so I can get better gear and do my vault so I can get better gear and be better in raid and stuff like that. And that just feels fantastic because it makes every kind of little bit of gameplay that you do feel meaningful in this stage of season for me when like a raid is your main focus. And with that in mind, Mythic Plus launched this week, and I've gotten really into Mythic Plus in the last couple of expansions.
You have,
like starting in Dragonflight. I didn't used to fuck with Mythic Plus much. I do some on stream or whatever, but I never took it very seriously. And now, ever since I really got into it in Dragonflight, it's one of the things I really look forward to. And this Mythic Plus pool is really cool. There's correct me if I'm wrong, 6 dungeons that haven't been Mythic Plus dungeons before in this Mythic Plus pool with Pit of Sauron and Skyreach as well. So only 2 kind of repeats, which is really nice, really, really, really good. And the new dungeons are, I don't know, we'll get to that, but it's fun. It's a great time, and everyone is on the same page, and groups are filling up quickly. For me, because I'm a healer, and we're going in there and we're bopping it, and imagine my surprise when it turned out to be very, very easy. So, not to beat around the bush, not to bury the lead on this one, Mythic Plus is so easy right now. It's predicted, because I don't know if you remember, but I predicted that this was going to be the easiest raid tier in the history of WoW, and I predicted it would be the easiest Mythic Plus season in the history of WoW as well, and certainly the Mythic Plus side of that is bearing that out. And the reasons I gave for that is because Blizz are covering their asses with this whole add-on and UI change, right?
Absolutely.
It's they're simplifying the classes. I believe they've gone too far on that. Personally, luckily I play Disc, and that's still pretty cool. They are, and that is reflected in the raid fights and in the dungeon design as well. I went in and I started doing +2s, +4s, and I wouldn't have even noticed that they were Mythic Plus dungeons, really, apart from Zali popping up every now and then. So I was like, okay, well let's and I was like, I went straight from that. And bearing in mind, I've got like one heroic piece of gear. I'm not like super geared or anything. Got lots now. I jumped up to like 7s and 8s, and we were just blowing past them, right? And I was like, well, if I can do 7s and 8s, at 9s you get Mythic like crests, right?
Yeah,
so
nice.
Okay, I'll do 9s, see if I can get some Mythic crests and see if I can upgrade my weapon. And yeah, we were absolutely blowing through 9s. I was like, well, if we can do 9s, why not 10s? Because then I get my portals. And honestly, like some dungeons are starting to get a little bit challenging at 10, but kind of what I would expect at like 6.
Okay,
from previous seasons is what I would kind of like the level I would put it at. And I'm not saying it's good or bad overall, because I'm always that thing of like, my taste is one thing and how I like the game is one thing, but I'm always going to take the side of whatever decision is better for the game, right? So like whatever people like the most, that's what I like the most, right? Because I want people to be happy, I want players to be having a good time. But there is this thing where like, yeah, obviously it's great that they're accessible, and in those early dungeons, it didn't even dawn on me for a while, but like lots of the mobs had very thick outlines.
Yeah, it's a Lindormy's guidance.
Yeah, exactly. But I'd completely forgotten that was happening.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
until we were doing it,
you
like,
make me reset section, so
Yeah.
I wasn't in my head, and I was like, oh shit! I suddenly realised what it was. It's like, oh yeah, this is like the guidance for the tank, which is an idea that I have been championing for a long time.
it's great.
I think that's brilliant.
It's
I think
really
it's absolutely
good,
wonderful.
and the tank's like usually,
so good. I'm like really into that. I think it's wonderful, and like. Yes, so much that I like about it. And I mentioned this on Twitter because I've been engaging with Mythic Plus for less than 24 hours at this point, and I am Keystone Master.
Nice.
Which, when I think back to the Can You Play WoW Without Add-ons video, where I specifically tried to get Keystone Master on various classes without using add-ons, it would take me weeks.
Yeah, it took you a while.
Weeks to get Keystone Master on my main and on my alts, and certainly not 24 hours before.
Yeah.
And it feels good when you're doing it. You're like, yeah, I feel amazing. I'm doing these dungeons. I'm bopping through and stuff like that. But I kind of feel like what's going to be left when I'm done? That's that thing of like, this for me, Mythic Plus progress, getting Keystone Master, then getting Keystone Legend, and then getting like and then pushing and what have you. It's usually something that keeps me entertained after raid is finished.
Yeah.
After we've completed raid, it's like, oh cool, now I can focus on pushing keys. But I mean, I'm gonna be Keystone Legend by the time we finish the raid at this.
You're gonna do it on your alts.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
You're gonna play a new class.
And I mentioned this on socials, and people were like, "Well, yeah, Tally," and I was like, "I feel like the dungeons might be a little bit undertuned," and they were like, "Well, yeah, Tally, they're not undertuned because we've never had this much gear." Going into Mythic Plus before, because
we are super geared.
Yeah, exactly, because we've had an extra week of gearing. Delves give better gear than they have done previously. Yeah, exactly. So we're going in with champion, heroic raid has been open for a week before Mythic Plus launches, which doesn't usually happen. So people are going in with heroic raid gear and stuff like that. And I was like, well, that's why it's undertuned then, isn't it? It's because it's not tuned for how people are going into it. It's tuned for how people usually go into it, right? So if people are going in with more gear because of when the season starts, then if the tuning doesn't take that into account, then yes, that's why it's undertuned, right? You tune for where people are at, right?
Yeah.
So yes, it's undertuned.
Do you think there'll be?
Well, it's not just the gear. That's the thing, right? So I went in and I only had one bit of heroic gear, and granted, I had a lot of champion gear and stuff, and like what have you. And I was having zero problems healing those things at all. Like I'm only starting to get the odd problem, and I mean like once or twice per dungeon. At level 10 now, and I should be way undergeared for level 10s in my opinion. But it's not just the gear, that's the thing. It's the mechanics. Like these dungeons, they just don't have a lot of mechanics. So for example, there's nothing that compares to the sliding crate in Stonecore, right? a fucking sliding crate. Like at one point in the fight, you're fighting these two guys. At one point, a crate slides across, and if you get hit by it, you will die. And it doesn't matter like what level you're doing the dungeon. Like that is a dodge it or die mechanic, right? And there's just and the amount of people I saw die to that mechanic in the first few weeks of Mythic Plus.
You do it once,
and
right?
a lot. Well, no, and quite far into Mythic Plus. But I can't think of a mechanic like that in any of these dungeons. You know, like I went into Pit of Sauron. The first Pit of Sauron I did was an 8, and I've never run that dungeon in my life. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I was guessing the boss mechanics, and I shouldn't be able to. I shouldn't be able to like just completely guess and vibe the boss mechanics on a +8 Mythic Plus.
Yeah,
I don't think, you know. And I did. I was absolutely fine, by the way.
I mean, it's also. Oh,
it was absolutely fine, and I survived, and I think I probably got hit by something I shouldn't have done, but it didn't kill me, so who cares? And like,
well, no, and I think it's not necessarily that you're figuring it out right away. You're figuring it out. You are being punished. You're probably like missing things along the way, but they're not wiping you out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're still,
and
you're still resilient.
Because Skyreach has got some push you off the map like mechanics, which we wiped to right at the very beginning. First time I went to Skyreach, remember that one? Nice one. But like the timers are also incredibly forgiving. Like I think we completed Skyreach 9 with like 18 deaths or something, right? And it was kind of easy still. Like and so
there's like kind of a threshold at like 9 or 10 where things start getting like hard, like things start like maybe they're just pushing you to do higher
it's infinitely
keys.
scaling, right? So but what like it is very like the scaling is going to be very gear dependent in that case, and it's because the mechanics aren't going to really push you. And I'm not saying whether this is good or bad. It's an observation, right? Now I have my own feelings about it, but my feelings about it aren't objective, right? So for me, I would like to see it be a bit harder. I would like to be struggling a bit more before I get to 10, right? And like because 10 is when it's not the final reward that you get, but it's a very significant reward. You're getting your portals. I've got like 6 10s now, and I've got Keystone Hero, so I've got the cool thing that makes my tier armor have like the extra effect. But jealous. I've got no tier armor because I have no gear.
Yeah, that's a weird thing, right?
Like, so it's like I'm actually a bit scared to use that thing.
Yeah.
Just in case it bugs out, because I haven't got any tier. Like I haven't got any of the armor set, right? So I'm actually going to keep it in my bags, probably forget about it until I get some tier, and then I'm going to use it. And then but so I would like to, and it's not just about the tuning, I don't think. It's not just about the gear. That is a thing. But I think that the main thing I'm noticing with these dungeons, and people are saying, well, they're just telegraphed correctly and stuff like that. And to a degree they are. But I think generally there's also just like less of them. And I think the reason for that, and the mechanics there are less of them, and they're more forgiving when they're there. And I think the reason for that is very obvious. It's to do with the fact that, Blizz second guessed themselves a bit, like they did with class design when it came to like the add-ons and UI things. And they're like, well, better to make it too easy so people can cope in this big seismic change to the game with the add-on situation and what have you. And then we can add more back in later, which is like what I hope they're doing with the classes. I would like to see them, get some complexity eased back in as people get used to this situation.
Sure.
And I hope that happens in the next season. It won't happen this season because again, calling it undertuned is probably incorrect as well, because I think this is exactly how Blizzard designed it. Like, I think this is what Blizzard wanted, for the reasons I've just said. So I don't think it's a mistake. I think
But so hearing all of this, like as someone who was previously very key averse, because I would do like a 6 or something, and we would like brick it because, we're quite geared. No. But hearing this makes me feel good and makes me more likely to do keys.
Well,
like I know that I will probably do, like you said, maybe like up to 10.
Yeah.
And then I will probably not go higher. But I like that there's the option for people to they just get harder and harder. So there's no ceiling for you, really.
Sure.
You can just push it. So it's like now, instead of me not doing keys at all because I found them off-putting because I suck. Or, because like I would join a group, it would fall apart, it would feel, and this was at like not like high level keys. It was like 6 or something, right? Yeah. Now seeing that like it's possible for me to do that without being completely bricked, that makes me more likely to do keys.
And like I say, like my view is my view. I'm not advocating for my view. Sure. I'm saying like I would rather it was a bit harder, but I'm not saying they should make it harder.
Yeah.
Like, I want to make that very clear, right? Because I agree with you. And like, I was talking about how I got really into Mythic Plus in Dragonflight. Mm-hmm. I got into Mythic Plus in Dragonflight in the season where everyone agreed it was like the easiest it had ever been, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. And like that got me into Mythic Plus really hard. And if it gets you into Mythic Plus really hard, that would be awesome. Yeah. I'd love that. I'm worried about like, and this might prove to be unfounded, but I'm worried about the long-term viability
this
of it, right? Because it's like you enter a cheat code in Grand Theft Auto for infinite ammo and weapons, and it's super fun for like while you're doing it.
I would never.
But it's not fun afterwards, right? And so like the thing is, I've had great fun getting Keystone Hero, but it's not so fun having Keystone Hero as it used to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but now you can but I think and so I have no issue with the kind of accessibility of keys being generally easier and better for players like me. I have no issue with this, but I can understand what you're saying about like longer term viability and then also rewards. And like maybe those thresholds for Keystone Hero, Master Hero are too low.
Yeah.
Like maybe there need to be more rewards, like better rewards beyond that.
I also think there's a very important difference between difficulty and accessibility. Mm-hmm, and like, I think WoW has to walk a tightrope where it shouldn't lose its complexity and its difficulty because it's a learning game. That's the thing. Like WoW is many things. It's a Twitch game. It's a reaction game. It's a leveling game. It's a grinding game. It's an RPG, but it's also a knowledge game. Like it's part of the genre is that it gets easier the more you learn about it. And that's a good thing, I think. I like, it's one of the things I like about WoW. And I think the learning game aspect of it is missing from the season at the moment. Like the fact that I could just, because I wasn't going to go into Pit of Sauron. Yeah. I was going to do it like a 2 and get used to it, right? Yeah. But then all the other dungeons were so straightforward. I was like, well, how hard can it be? So I jumped in at an 8 and we absolutely demolished it, like fucking destroyed it. And then I went in a 10. Pit of Sauron, and again, just no issues at all, like no problems.
That's really interesting.
Like proper old school, very easy, like vanilla style mechanics, right?
Do you think being in like the first 48-hour wave of people pushing keys, and those people who are there, who are playing, a lot of them are like, I just want to get Keystone Master right away. Yeah, do you think you were a part of that?
That could definitely be it.
And then now in the following weeks, there's going to be kind of a dip, because you're gonna the gap will widen where you have like those players at the top and then the newer players jumping in.
Interesting point. That could well be the case. However, there are also people in our guild right now.
Yeah,
I'm 500. There are people in our guild who have smashed 3K already.
That's crazy.
I just don't think that should be possible in the first day of Mythic Plus.
Yeah, no, I agree. That feels
for the average player, which our guild is, right? This isn't like Liquid.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're
right. Like we couldn't do the DPS check on heroic like Dreamrift. Okay,
so that's an interesting point.
We shouldn't be getting 3K in the first day of Mythic 0.
That is a really interesting point. That in Raid you like it's you're failing DPS checks, but people are like way like pushing 3K.
Yeah,
that's
Because I'm just worried about.
It's a funny one.
That's how I would put it.
Yeah,
it hasn't been any less fun to get Keystone Master, but it feels a bit less fun having it.
I get what you mean.
Because of the way the dungeons are. And I am concerned for the long term. And they are, I think the dungeons are definitely less complex. I think the mechanics are definitely less complex. And ultimately, I think that's going to make them less interesting in the long run. I think it makes them a bit less interesting in this very short run as well, for that matter. One thing, at the moment, the hardest thing about this entire Mythic Plus season, the most difficult thing, the thing that has frustrated and upset me the most, and that I have failed at the most, is finding the fucking entrance to Pit of Sauron. Holy shit! Why can't I have? I didn't dungeon in Wrath of the Lich King, right? I started playing Wrath of the Lich King right at the very beginning of it, but I didn't have a max level character until fucking like Miss Pandaria, right? Because I'm an old school like I take my time kind of guy.
Yeah, and, that kind of guy.
I'm a trash player basically. 2 5k like after like but I can't fucking find it. Ever. And it's so embarrassing because I get accepted into my +10, the dungeon that I was going to get Keystone Master with or Keystone Hero with.
Yeah.
And I was like, they were waiting in there for me for fucking ages. Warlock had to get a fucking portal up. I was like, I'm on my way. Oh, sorry guys, haven't been here in a while. I was there like a few dungeons before. I hate it. I hate it so much. But yeah, I mean, so I'm not complaining. I want to make that very clear. I'm not moaning. I'm not saying this is like a major issue. I'm saying, for my taste, the dungeons mechanics are a little bit simple and a little bit uncomplex, and I'm a little bit worried about the long-term ramifications of that. Now I've got a portal, so it doesn't fucking matter. I can go to. I'll never have to try and find the doorway to Pit of Sauron ever again because I got my portal.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I've done it twice, and I've got a portal to it. Ever in my entire life, I've done it twice at +8 and +10, no problems, no deaths. It's fucking easy. Well, make of that what you will. What I am interested in, like famously, Pit of Sauron is the oldest dungeon that's ever made it into the Mythic Plus rotation.
That's crazy.
Like we've never had a Wrath of the Lich King. Correct me if I'm wrong. We've never had a Wrath of the Lich King dungeon in Mythic Plus before, and the argument has always been from Blizzard, well, they're not really built for Mythic Plus. Bullshit. I can think of a million old dungeons that would work well in Mythic Plus with, you know, obviously you want to spice up the bosses a bit or not if Pit of Sauron has anything to go by, and like add some more interesting mechanics or not if Pit of Sauron has anything to go by. But, you know, the main argument that Blizz have always used is these old dungeons look like shit. You know, like they don't look good. They're not representative of WoW. So it's finding the dungeons that don't look like shit if we're going to use them, sort of thing. And Pit of Sauron blows that out of the water because it looks like absolute shit. It's the worst fucking looking dungeon I've ever seen in my life. It's like I am in fucking GoldenEye 64 when I'm playing that dungeon. Holy shit. It is like the rocks are just these big ass fucking squares. The tiles on the floor for the tile patterns, for the really edgy skull tile patterns. There's like 2 different skulls and there's 1,000 of them. And that's the whole floor. There's no ground clutter. It's just like, boom, there's some fucking tiles. Go for it. Here's a big fucking square wall. Go for it. It's nuts. That dungeon looks like absolute shit, and it's brilliant, and I love it, and I love how much it looks like shit. I'm not. I'm so blurry right now. What's going on? Anyway, I love how shit it looks, and that's the thing.
It's the bots.
I completely agree. I disagree so much with Ian on this. Like, the WoW players don't give a fuck if these dungeons look like shit. If you put oh god, give me a vanilla dungeon right now. What's the one with the pirate ship that's in the new cinematic we haven't talked about? The new advert.
Oh shit, with the Defias Brotherhood, right?
Yeah, Dead Mines. You put Dead Mines in Mythic Plus, people will come. If you build it, they will come all over themselves, and then they'll do the dungeon. Like, you put fucking Wailing Caverns or Dead Mines, or if you really want to fuck with everyone's stockades, into a Mythic Plus rotation, people don't give a shit it looks terrible. Shadowfang Keep, yeah! People will love how old it looks. It's charming. Like, old WoW shit looks awesome. Yeah, it looks like shit, but in a really good, lovely
that could
way.
Be pretty cool.
People don't care
That's
about
what time walking is for, right?
Exactly. I'm joking about how shit Pit of Sauron does, because it does. It's like a turd, but I love it. I'm not complaining about it. You know, I fucking love it. It's so good. I love how shit it looks. And then I go into like an actual good dungeon. Like, what's it? Masera Caverns, right? Great dungeon, fucking excellent dungeon, Masera Caverns. And like I'm big fan of that dungeon. I think it's terrific. Nexus Point, probably the mechanically most interesting dungeon of the midnight ones in the current rotation. The most interesting dungeon, unfortunately, in the current rotation is Algotho Academy. Dragonflight. Yeah. Peak fucking like Mythic Plus dungeon design in my opinion. Like, so good. But there's nothing as like interesting as a dungeon mechanically as like the Waterworks, whatever it's called. You know the one. What's it called from last expansion? The Goblin one. Waterworks, Waterway. You know.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the all-time greatest dungeons of all time for Mythic Plus. It's just like so good. And there's Floodgate, thank you.
Yeah.
There's nothing like Floodgate. You know, because they're scaling back on the mechanics, right? And it's like it is what it is. But there's still fun to be had. Nexus Point I think is terrific. I think Masera Caverns is really good. They're interesting dungeons, but I feel like once or twice, if you're lucky, at level 10, I'm getting like an oh shit, this is hard to heal moment.
That means you just have to keep doing higher keys. I think that is your call.
But those are noticeable in previous seasons, like all the way through a dungeon.
Yeah, but this is different.
Yeah,
it's a whole new world. Now you are sweaty. Now
I don't care about bubbles anymore. I'm all about the potatoes now.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, Bubbles is dead to me. I'm a potato king. I'm a potato stan.
Smash potatoes.
Oh, and another thing which I find very confusing is, of course, Den of Nalarak, which no one's looking forward to next season.
No.
Has lots of incredibly annoying mechanics.
Yeah.
But it also has like the ice boss, the literal fucking like Super Mario 2 style platforming ice boss where you're slipping around on ice. But of course, something I thought that was the first case of that in WoW. But something I didn't know because I'd never done Pit of Sauron before is Pit of Sauron has that as well.
No way.
And I can't think of another instance. There's a bit where you're going through a little gauntlet kind of tunnel and like ice patches are dropping, and they are the slippy ice patches that are in Den of Nalarak.
Oh, nice.
And I've got a feeling that in the first 2 seasons, that means of Midnight, we're going to have the only 2 dungeons ever made that have slippy ice mechanics in them. And I don't know what to think of that, really. You know?
Well, I like it.
Yeah, totally. But I've been having a ton of fun. Yes. Don't get me wrong. I hope I continue having a ton of fun because
I think you will.
Mythic Plus is mostly how I continue to have fun.
You're going to keep pushing yourself. You're going to be just fine.
Okay.
And then like absolute casuals like me have a way in now.
Oh wow, there we go.
So there we go. Everyone wins.
Yeah. Okay.
Shall we jump into our super chat?
You know, you've got to back that up with. You've got to back up that big talk by actually doing lots of dungeons.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I know. I will.
Anyway. Basically, half our guild are 3k rating now. If we don't have the DPS to defeat like these 2 bosses tonight, I don't know what to do.
I think I think you just needed a couple of days.
Oh, the slippiness in Pit of Sauron is new?
Oh.
So there's just 2 slippy bits in 2 dungeons in Midnight now, basically, that they've just added for the fucking jokes.
Why not?
Oh my god! No!
Love
Find that dev, and I don't say this often. Fire them. Just sack them. Just fire them.
No, you love it. No, okay, guys, it's time for some super chats. Thank you, everyone. We've got a load to get through today, so we're going to have to zip through these. Thank you to everyone who's dropped a super chat. Love to see it. First is from I Sell Cabbages. Lovely to have you. Good morning, Taney. Hope you have a grand podcast today.
Wonderful to see you, sir.
Lovely to see you. Be safe, stay warm, and have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. Thank you.
I feel very warm in this massive jumper. Thank you.
Yeah, it's quite toasty up here. Yeah. Thanks, Cabbages. Next one is from Moxin. Thoughts on Blizz seeming to ignore pre-established lore for the uniting of the elves, saying Nightborn are still addicts, or is it misinterpretation?
I think there's 2 complaints that I'm seeing about the lore. I think one is the misinterpretation, and one of them is very justified. The one that is a misinterpretation is the mana addicts one. You go there and they're like, these. We have like machines that use like we live on ley lines basically,
yes, yeah.
And we use the power from the ley lines to sustenance ourselves, right? And people are taking that as them still being mana addicts. Okay, so in Legion, what happened was we cured the mana addiction of the Nightborn, but we did it by giving them a sustainable source of mana, basically. Like the Arkandur. Yeah. It's a sustainable thing that they can all like draw from, and it's not like have and have nots anymore. You know, it's like, and if you shut off the supply of mana to that, yes, there's going to be a problem. Like the whole setup of the city is still the same in that sense.
Yeah, they're not like cured.
Yeah, exactly. It's like yeah. So that one I'm fine with. That one makes perfect sense. The stuff I have less time for is like Valeria's sorry, that will happen the day I die. Sorry, Varisa's basic rewriting of how the High Elves left, Silvermoon, and why they left and when they left.
I mean, to argue against that point, surely that's just her opinion.
I mean,
that's just Varisa.
Yes, but that's like me saying World War II happened in 1965. And that's my opinion.
Yeah, all the stuff with Anasterion.
I'm just an unreliable narrator, okay? So yeah, the stuff with Asterion, like he was a divisive leader, and that's why the High Elves left, because he was a very insular leader. I'm not a big Blood Elf lore guy, but I know this, and that's why the High Elves left, right? It wasn't after Arthas attacked, and it wasn't after he was killed that the High Elves kind of splintered off, and that's definitely what she is implying in that kind of speech. So I can understand people being a bit, well, that isn't what happened about it, right? And yeah, you could be like, maybe she's just fucking lying to Arator, but Arator would know. Arator was brought up in Silvermoon. For a time, he knows this. That speech isn't for Arator, it's for us, the player, and it's wrong. It's telling us the wrong thing. It's not serving the purpose of, is this person a reliable narrator or not? It's not intrigue. It's not a character moment. It's literally a history lesson. It's like a lore dump, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But the lore is wrong. And you're almost positive that Reese is correct. I don't think she is, but if I hope I'm wrong, because I'd rather the game is right. I'd attach no importance to what I think is right. Like, I hope the game is right, and I hope that I'm wrong, but I'm not the only one that thinks it's wrong.
Yeah, and it's interesting that it's sparked this kind of discussion around it, right?
Yeah,
clearly people have latched onto it. People feel strongly about kind of Blood Elf history, enough to the point where this is right.
So that's the reason why. Yeah, the High Elves are High Elves in Warcraft 3 because they'd already left, and I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Should we make a video about it?
No. I really don't want to. No, thanks.
The next one, thank you so much, is Buddy. Lovely to see you, Buddy. Cheers, friends. Loved Silvermoon vibe, music changing post Voidspire. How else would you like to see the world change to reflect story developments? Ooh. I mean, this is an interesting one because, they've played with changing the world, right?
Yeah.
Like with Cataclysm, and people were like, and then they've changed the world in these kind of smaller pockets, which are kind of tied to story, change the environment. I think they're really, really good. I bet we'll see a lot more of it in Last Titan, because I feel like there will probably be some world changing events, right?
Yeah. So the thing I like about the Silvermoon thing is that it's a very temporary change. Usually when we've seen changes to the world, they've been permanent. Sword in Silithus, the scouring of the Mop Zone, the what's it called, the Emerald, the zone in Mop where it got fucked up. Yeah, the Mop Zone,
the Veil,
the Veil, stuff like that. And yeah, the Argus in the Sky thing was temporary, but still pretty long term. It was there for a patch and a half, And the thing I really like about this, which I would like to see them explore more, is this is mainline story, and we're seeing a big change in the world, and we're having characters react to it, and we're having storylines based around it, but it's only going to be there for most of us for a couple of weeks, and then it's gone. So there's this big thing that we were there, and we can experience it, and we can talk about it. So I would really, really like to see them explore that in the future. I like coming back to these zones after a long time away, like Eversong and Zulaman, and see what's changed in 20 years, right? And we've got 20 years of history to catch up to a certain degree, and that's really fun. And I hope they do that in Northrend, and they continue that vibe. But I hope they also kind of explore this thing of big changes to the world, but temporary ones.
I like it.
We live through, and then they change again, and I think that kind of dynamism is really, really interesting and super fun, and I'm loving it so much in Silvermoon. I think it's so
it really works.
It feels like we're in the middle of something that's happening right now.
I will enjoy it,
and we're talking about it. And it's like this thing that's happening right now, and it won't be happening for very long, and that feels awesome. I think that's cool.
I will enjoy it for the week that it lasts, or longer. Who knows? I can't.
Depends how long you do it. take to do the raid, really, doesn't it? Yeah.
I mean, but we don't know what happens after the raid, do we?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing, right? You know, because that wasn't there at the start of the expansion, you know, when players come back in 5-10 years time and play through this expansion, it will start off with just the hole in the sky, and then they'll do the intro scenario, and it will change to the Vanguard's light, keeping it at bay, and then they'll do the raid, and that they'll get to that part of the story, and that will change to what it is now, and then they'll progress the story even more, and so it'll always be there for people to do. So unlike Argus in the Sky, it's not like this FOMO thing where either you there or you weren't. Like it will change dynamically as people do the story for years, forever. You know, and I love that. I think it's so cool.
I do appreciate that. Next one is from Rico the Orc. Lovely to see you, Rico. Hey, Evie. Hey, Tally. Late super chat reminder from your friendly orc eyebrows guy. Cheers and love. You know, I was like not today years old. I was like a few days ago where I realized that Rico is an anagram for eye orc.
I wonder if Rico knows that.
I don't know. But I was like, oh yeah, it's in the name. Thanks, Rico. Another one. How's things going? What shenanigans are you up to? Tally, you're a sweaty gamer. Correct. I'm enjoying the season. Yeah, you see, you're sweaty. I'm enjoying the season tuning and accessibility most of all seasons. Me too. Like I said before, I'm very excited to like feel like I can do some keys without being instantly punished when like one person messes up.
And for everyone I'm seeing complain that it's too easy, I'm seeing someone really happy that it's very easy. And like I say, I'm always going to be in favor of what people want and like what's good for the game. So my personal taste is for it to be harder, but if people like it more that way, that's what I want to.
Lovely stuff. Thank you, Rico. So I'm just scrolling around here. Next one is from Nickel VC. Thank you so much for the super chat. Giving a program access to your file system to install LUA scripts which run in-game is asking for trouble. Evie is a software security savant. Thank you. Manually downloading, unzipping, jocking. Yeah. No, I am. Thank you. I always DIY it. I mean, I do run CurseForge too, but whatever. I'm in between. I straddle both worlds. Next one is from the Moz art groupie. Thank you, Moz. Thoughts on the data mined housing items labeled Skyborn? Classified as Elven, a wind chime, a curtain, a banner, and something called a wind well.
Yeah, we're getting high elves. I think everyone. I think and the thing they're leaning into with the high elves is like the sky riding thing. Okay, so when the high elves arrive in Silvermoon, the reason I couldn't find them for footage at first, I was getting all cool footage of all the people in it, and I was like, where the fuck are they? Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold that thought.
He's got to go. Tally says yes. Tally says yes. It's definitely coming. So he's got a very important parcel that he needs to. He's got a very important parcel that needs to be picked up by someone. That's why he raced out the door. It's either that or I don't know. So it could also be a poo. But no, that's exciting. That's very exciting. That we are getting high elves. It makes sense with the introduction, and I actually love how they introduced them in like just at the bottom corner of Eversong Woods, right? I didn't even know they were there. I literally did not like see them there until this quest line popped up. I had seen that other people pointed them out, unless we did some questing there. Did we? Anyway, and I love seeing them there with their like, you know, fey magic dragons, and everything's blue and everything is like such a different flavor. So it makes perfect sense that we're going to be getting high elves. Hey, there he is.
Sorry about that.
Was that what
everyone.
You thought it was going to be?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
So I ran up the stairs. I ran down the stairs as well. Excuse me a sec.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. We all agree that we're getting high elves.
Oh, 1,000,000%. And the aesthetic that they're going to lean into the high elves, because you know you don't have
the Sylvan dragons. They're so pretty.
It's going to be so
pretty.
Tattoos, like riding, flying.
Yeah.
Wind chimes, shit like that. Definitely. Yeah. 1,000,000%. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those on the shop?
Oh. Nah. who knows? They're probably saving it for when we actually get high elves.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, hopefully not on the shop, right?
Yeah, totally.
Because they like very specifically we're not going to lock like special things that certain
high elf shamans, that can be really cool actually.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm like, why not? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like we don't need them because we've got void elves, but whatever. I'm happy. Give them to us.
I'll take them.
Yeah.
Next one is from Oni. Thank you, Oni, for the super chat. Hey, Teeny, can't catch you live today, but you will catch this later then. But I was wondering your thoughts on Voidspire. Seems a lot of the fights are tank mechanic heavy and DPS don't have anything. Am I just a bitter tank main? What's your take, Tally?
I think the mechanics are generally pretty straightforward.
Pretty simple.
Simple, yeah.
Even for tanks?
Maybe not to the extent that the dungeons are, but I just think Blizz kind of hedged their bets on this entire tier in terms of difficulty and complexity, because they were like, people need to realize that this add-on change is good and that they can cope with it, and we don't want to overload them.
Yeah.
And I have to tell myself that as people get used to the situation and settle down and actually experience it and realize that fucking fine, that they can bring back complexity into the classes and into encounters.
Sure.
But yeah,
there's
all the
always
people
gonna be an adjustment
like this
period,
whole week,
right?
I've just been fielding complaints from people complaining that they can't see who's got the fear debuff in dragons, and I'm like, yeah, we couldn't see either. So what we did was we invented this amazing, groundbreaking tactic where the person who's got the debuff just says they've got it.
Yeah.
And then we know.
Well, that's hard.
And like,
I can't type and play at the same time.
And like,
or talk and play at the same time. Either.
Also, they're the one running out of the group, so I can see them. And likewise with heroic Dreamrift, it's like, as it happens, I can see the debuff fine on the frames, but also they've got a massive circle around them, and I want to debuff them when they get to the pool with their circle, right?
Yeah.
So I'm watching them. And then I just mouse over them and I just debuff them.
Yeah.
I just dispel them.
Gosh.
But,
there you go.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Ticking along. Another one from Cabbages. Lovely to see you again, Cabbages. Didn't Denathrius say before that he had infiltrated the light? Do you think Lithraxian can return if Astalor is revealed to be Denathrius? Smiley face. I feel that could have done so much with our light boy, and they squandered it.
Yeah, they did squander him. I agree with that. But he was never the spy.
They did Lithraxian dirty.
Lithraxian was never the spy. I've always fought this corner since the very beginning. Lithraxian's always been my boy. And when Shadowlands came along and we found that one kind of like report where it's like, we've got people everywhere.
Yeah.
We've infiltrated not just, Maldraxxus, we've infiltrated like all of reality. We've even infiltrated the light. And everyone was like, Lithraxian. And I was like, I reckon whoever their spy is in the light probably doesn't look like a Dreadlord.
Yeah, it's probably someone who's like a spy.
And also like Lithraxian clearly, I think, has proven to not be the spy in this, because he's really, really into the light. And like, spot the baldy is his mechanic.
Next one is from Kruger. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hello, Tally and Evie. First time that I catch you live. Love your content. Hugs from Brazil. Oh,
hey, Brazil mentioned.
All around for all that Brazil
mentioned. Yay! Love Brazil.
Love it. Thank you so much, Kruger. Lovely to have you here. Hope you have enjoyed. Cabbages is back again. Sorry for super chat spam. Never apologize, Cabbages. I read it as Lorthamar asking that question. I presume it's the Horde one, because he didn't think any army could stand up to the challenge.
Interesting.
Less that there's literally no army. Okay, so just kind of like a semantic.
Hey, I buy it. I like that. Yeah, I'm down with that.
As in, like, what army could possibly do this? Like, what army could possibly stand up to them?
I just feel like the writers need to be a little bit aware.
They need to be,
what the reaction is going to be to that line.
Yeah, of course.
And hedge it either way. So, like, if that is what they meant, having to say that.
I
gotta make it obvious. Dude, like, I sat there throughout Shadowlands every single day on stream, like, watching a cinematic where Sylvanas says, "There is no redemption for me," and having to deal with hundreds of people in my chat every day going, "I can't believe they're redeeming Sylvanas," and be like, no, I don't think that's what that cinematic is saying, actually. And here's why, because it says the opposite. And like, this is, like, the community is a big It's not a monolith. It's a big amorphous thing, and you know, sometimes you just gotta make it a little bit more obvious. That's all. Yeah. You know.
Next one is from Revan. Lovely to see you, Revan. Azeroth has been building her army for a few expansions now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we are being like called, right?
Yeah.
Could we see her empower the Sunwell elves like she has with the earthen and dragon aspects? P.S. Love you both.
So, you know, I know what happens because I've seen data mining, so I can't discuss it.
Oh, let's not spoil anyone.
But you are right. You could almost say that Azeroth has been working to systemically remove like the influence of any of the cosmological forces from Azeroth. She took away the Titan she replaced the Titan power of the dragon aspects with her power. She like kind of de-Titanifies the earthen and turns them into Thrugar, you know, and if she were to do what you're explaining there, then she'd be getting rid of the light and the void from the Sunwell. And isn't there a character who lives in the Sunwell?
Like in the Sunwell?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of the books there's like the Sunwell made manifest. She's like a sexy lady that comes out, and she's the Sunwell. And
she like rise up with a sword. She pulled a sword out of the Sunwell, right? Like proper, like crazy.
Fuck with the old Warcraft books, man. But because it's all shit like that. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's a point, and like at the end of the book, she's all like, "Well, back again to the Sunwell. Don't forget I'm there." And lo, we have forgotten. We have forgotten that she's there. Avina, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's killed me. Killed Jaden. Oh, poor Avina. Oh, rip Avina. Never forget, like I just did.
Bye. Next one is from Nate Swoofy. Thank you. Redbot spoiler theory for Illyria's story.
Okay.
Everyone, she really is big dead. Turalyon tries to heal her, but only heals the body and thinks he failed. Sylvanas will end up shepherding her soul back.
Yeah, I've seen that
nice.
A lot.
Well, Sylvanas is like the soul shepherd now. That I like.
Yeah, because if she were big dead, I don't think she. Well, yeah, I mean, I would count that as not being dead.
Yeah.
So like her rocking up with Sylvanas, I would like even if like she's rocking up with Sylvanas because they're both dead.
Yeah.
I would count that as not her not dying.
Okay, sure,
right?
sure.
Yeah.
She is not dead from the story. She's not erased.
I kind of mean in a narrative sense.
Yeah. She's not narratively dead.
No.
She's gonna be narratively alive.
She as a character will be cropping up again by the time this expansion's out.
Of course.
And that's going to annoy me.
That's fine.
I just wanted to be dead.
What? I enjoyed her in the fight, in like the boss fight as the boss. I thought it was cool, even for a character who has been very annoying to me and who like appeared in this expansion. And I was like, ugh. And then, you know, Arator being like, mother. And I'm like, oh my God. But actually, I thought the kind of drama around her in that fight was very good. Anyway, narratively not dead.
I have a regret about my cinematic analysis.
What's that?
I regret that I made a joke as they were falling through the darkness.
Yeah.
That when Arator reaches out to Alleria,
which
is the moment I was like, oh God, she's not dead, is she?
No, she's not, because her hand is like kind of.
But she got so brutally stabbed, and I was like, I love how brutal this is.
Yeah,
I love how unambiguous it is.
Out of it,
she literally slices her, and then she thuds, and it's a dead thud. It's dead thud, and I love that. I thought it was great. But then when he reached out, I was like, oh, she's not dead. And I made a joke in the cinematic analysis where it's like, he thinks she's dead.
Yeah.
He thinks he knows his dad is alive.
Yeah.
But it's his mum that he reaches out to. It's just a little joke.
It's
a little joke because obviously you'd reach out to the body of your mother, and it was nearer. And, like it doesn't mean it was just a joke.
You just made a little joke at Tyralion's expense.
I made a little sassy joke at Tyralion's expense,
which is allowed.
And like literally 50% of the comments on that video are like, well, it's probably because he is upset, and also she was closer, and I was like, dude, it was just a I'm so sorry. It's just a joke, man.
Making a joke.
Let me have my joke. Let me just make fun of Tyralion a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit, let me imply his son doesn't love him. Nothing funnier than that, is there?
Anyway, I'm glad we've clarified that. All right, we still got loads of super chats to get through. Let's go.
Okay.
Lissilan, lovely. Thank you so much. Hey, the Horde army is stuck at Khazalgar. That's true. Thrall shipped them there. That took a while. Eretor says he needs a magically capable army that knows how to deal with a whale, not your average orc warrior.
Yeah, I buy it. I buy any reason you want to invent that the Horde aren't there. And like I say, in my mind, the Horde are there anyway, because we are. But yeah, no, exactly. But maybe they could just say it.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I like any of these things are believable, and even if I don't find them believable, I'll go with them because that's what they're telling me it is.
Yeah,
they do have to tell me.
Yeah, they do.
Like,
yeah.
Next
one, Amy Collins. Thank you. Do we have a list of dead from the Void Explosion? I don't think we do, because I think they're probably keeping it pretty open.
Yeah, they'll bring it back anyone they want to, anytime they want to.
Yeah.
But we've got a list of the definite survivors.
Yeah,
assuming all of them do live.
Exactly. We didn't find any like corpses.
No, so no one is like confirmed.
No one's
dead.
Confirmed dead. There were lots of skeletons.
Yeah,
but that could be anyone.
Oh, the skeletons are from people trying to fly in to see Lura. Like you fly in when you go into the dark well, you die, okay, but they let you get in, and they let you, like, if you swoop in really fast you can get in quite far, but then you die obviously. So there's this huge trail of skeletons leading up to Lura, which is actually very thematic and very cool, because everyone's just trying to fly in there and see it. Obviously it's funny. So that's all player skeletons.
That's
you
just all you.
It's us again. We're populating that world.
I love it. Next one is from Snack Attack. Thank you, Snack Attack. Couldn't stand the quests to recruit the Nightborn because of Thalysra's shock that cultists were disguised as a member of her court.
How dare they?
It shouldn't be new for you. It just happened in the short story. That's the thing too. In the short story, the whole plot is that Thalysra is deceived by someone who disguises themselves as a member of her court. That's literally like the whole thing. And in the book, in Blood Ties, like someone infiltrates her. Yeah, I'm with you, Snack Attack.
Okay,
I also felt
when
irritation.
You put it like that, you're right.
I also felt great irritation at Thalysra being duped again, and I was like, come on.
She's good with timey-wimey, but not social interaction. Okay,
she's just been on the wine.
It's all the arc wine.
Yeah. Next one, Frosty Kitsune. Thank you so much. Hey guys, love the vids. Thank you. I was wondering if you think Blizz would ever think about adding multi-classing to the game.
No thanks.
I don't think so. I actually don't think they would ever do that, because I think classes are already so like.
I think they are the one sacred.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
And I think it's one of the things. I like the idea. I like your thinking. I like where you're coming from. But for me, it's one of the things that makes WoW. You know, I love in 14 that you can multi-class and you can do everything on one character. I love that. One of the things that I like about the game, makes the game good. I love that you can't do that in WoW. I think it's good for games to be different, and like I like that if I want to play a warlock, I have to start a new character, right? And I like the war, and especially in this day and age of war bans, etc. I certainly don't see it happening now.
No,
and I'm good with that. I kind of wouldn't want it to.
Yeah.
So, but I know lots of people would be very in favor of it.
Yeah.
I again, sounds like an issue for class skins, doesn't it? Like spice up the classes with some different visuals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To make them more specific.
Yeah. Next one is from Just V. RIP Class Zipper Hoodies. Thanks for trying. I am so sorry, Just V. Just for you, if you want, I can still make a hoodie, but it won't have it embroidered. It'll just be like printed on, which might still be okay. It's not the same. The embroidery is like very nice. Let me know if you want, and I will make that for you. I'll make it happen. Next one is from Ellie Baby. Thank you. Hey, Tally. My comment a couple of weeks back about Aylesbury was Tally lore. I remembered as I lived there. So lots of love from Aylesbury from a fellow Argentine player.
No
love
way.
from Shadowhunters.
I played Cataclysm in Aylesbury.
Yeah.
I carried my desktop PC tower and big square monitor in a box to my digs in Aylesbury so I could play Cataclysm launch.
Oh. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Some proper Tally.
And also
lore.
I went out and enjoyed Aylesbury quite a lot. It was good.
Yeah, I bet. Next one is from Powder Gem. Thanks for always uploading videos before I go to my shitty job, so I have something to listen to. Oh, you're Powder Gem. We live to serve. We live to serve.
Cunt.
Thank you. Some days.
And I live to serve you. So
yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Thank
totally.
you. Next one. It's the same thing in a sense.
Yeah,
you also serve. So.
Survey. Yeah.
Mego, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I saw one theory. I'm okay.
I love this one. Yeah, this one's really good.
Is collecting enough anima to ransom Xal'atath back from Revendreth, and I like that. Ooh, because Astalor is a bit like.
Well, he's Xal'atath's loyalist.
He's a Xal'atath stan, and he's like, people will tremble at the might of Silvermoon when I'm done with all of this. And I'm like, ooh. Hey, I like the idea. And to think that we have been doing that for him, I
see it as unfeasible. There's not some kind of connection.
There's gotta be.
At some point, even if there isn't one now, one will develop.
Yeah, and I feel like,
I think that's great.
Isn't like the statue of Xal'atath like at the bottom of the sea now, right? Like very pointedly, he's
well, because the city used to be full.
Of course, and now it's like
now it's all
now it's just dancing little pirouettes and rangers and anyway, I love that, Mego. Yeah, please. And then Denathrius can just be there for fun. Moxon, next one. I wish they just split PCs away from the main faction so they can change and form new groups.
Sorry, Skogboy, I've seen a lot of people mention the post-raid Silvermoon changes, but not the ones in Voidstorm. The Voidspire is broken now, and the cool Void portal thing in the floor is now just a crater.
Sorry. You skipped a super chat. That's why I was reading one.
Not on my list.
I know, but there is one before that.
Sorry, I thought you'd skipped one.
No.
Okay, go for it.
Maybe yours came in later.
Yeah,
sorry,
maybe.
We'll get back to that one because that's really good.
Sure.
Moxon, I wish they just split PCs away from the main faction so they can change and form new groups instead of just having pseudo NATO versus pseudo Warsaw Pact. I like that they toyed with Belves rejoining Alliance, but since players are linked, we knew it wouldn't happen. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, it's tough. The kind of the mix of, it's on.
Yeah, I'm reading it. Just carry on.
the mix of like factions and then these kind of like pseudo groups and factions. I'm with you completely.
Yeah, and it's just like it gets so messy you can never really just tell a proper story.
Yeah,
much like with the real world. Like,
and I think
the faction stories in the real world suck.
It became slightly too messy for me, even though it was still like quite clear. Just the many elements. I was like, yeah.
And that's just that's always going to happen with a long running thing. Unfortunately, when you've just started the story, you can be like, this is the Horde. Yeah. This is the Alliance. They fight. Mm-hmm. But it has if you're going to keep that story going, it has to get more complicated than that, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Okay, next one, Skogboy. Sorry, back to you. I've seen a lot of people mention the post-raid Silvermoon changes, but not the ones in Voidstorm. The Voidspire is broken now, and the cool Void portal thing in the floor is now just a crater.
Oh, the Void.
I have not seen this yet.
So cool. Someone told me the Void core had changed, and I went to see it. And
sweet.
It took me ages to realize what had actually changed. But yeah, that huge kind of waterfall voidy thing in the middle. Yeah. Oh, so cool. Gutted that's gone. You still die if you go into the empty crater, though.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Still vibes. Dangerous vibes.
Yeah. Love that. Next one, Ray Palpatine. Thank you. Do you think it's easy because more people are playing alts? Me personally, I love it since I'm interested in trying more classes this time around. I'm with you. I feel enabled to play my alts more. Like I feel enabled to do things like keys. I like it's nice. They want your warband to flourish. Yeah.
For the sake of argument.
Yeah.
The kind of simplification of the classes makes them all feel a bit more similar to each other.
Yeah, they're too samey.
So there's less reason to want to play different classes.
Fair.
When they're all very different and play very differently, then there's more reason to want to play alts. But if they all follow the same kind of like rotational structure, which they don't, but they're more similar now than they were last expansion, for example, then you could argue there's less reason to want to play them.
Yeah. Paul Leimbach, thank you so much for the super chat. My girlfriend and I beat Neleus on first try.
Nice.
And she's a beginner. So proud of us. I did Zegfir and Kaiveza, but needed like 20 pulls each. That's really good.
I killed it on my Disc Priest, and I switched from Shadow to Disc Priest, and then pulled him. But I forgot that when you switch, you have no mana. So not only did I one-shot him as a Disc Priest, but I did it with 0 mana.
Amazing. I still need to
not to shit on your achievement, which is very good. Well done. Congratulations. Sorry, I'm more joining in.
Thank you so much for that one, and congrats, guys. Next one is from 100% Not Thundas. Love to see it. Not Thundas. Sorry in last second, missed a couple weeks, so need to send a super chat to redeem. Just want to say I love Midnight so much.
Me too. Same. I think it's an absolute fucking banger so far.
Absolutely loving it right now. Next one, Tony C. Hey guys, I've been a long time watcher listener, and this is my first time catching y'all live. Just wanted to show my appreciation for the laughs. Thank you, Tony. That's amazing. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you massively.
Kind words. I love some kind words.
Some really good ones. And to wrap it up, Abhaza, thank you so much. Hey, Teeny, I wanted to extend a thank you to you both. Been watching you guys since you guys very began, and I was 11 years old. Sending more love.
Tony, I don't feel so good.
Wow, Abhaza.
Nice one.
Thank you for joining us on your journey into adulthood. That rules.
We're seeing the first fruits of the social experiment, seeing what happens when kids are brought up with Taliesin and Avatar.
Yeah, we're getting the first results.
See what kind of citizens they become.
Yeah, wow.
Thank you for the kind words. I really
Seriously,
appreciate
guys,
it.
it's really good. I need to go pick up the children now immediately. Thank you so much, guys. This has been a lovely podcast to chat about where we're at, the raid and keys and story and campaign. It's good. I've whinged a little bit in this one, but I still love Midnight.
No, I'm having such a good time in Midnight. I think it's as has been said, it's the most Warcraft feeling expansion since Legion.
Absolutely.
In my opinion. It just feels great.
Yeah.
It feels awesome.
It really does.
Every new zone I go to do something, I'm surprised by it again and delighted by it again. And it's fantastic. Okay, guys, we're going to say goodbye as Evie makes a move. Thank you for joining us today, whether it be for the live recording here on YouTube or on Twitch or for the VOD on YouTube later on. Thank you for listening on Spotify or iTunes if that's your thing. We will be back with a weekly reset and more videos to come soon from me, Taliesin, and Avatar. Until next time, cheerio! She really has to run.